Hello and welcome to Snowskate Overlords, the most authoritative podcast in snow skating. I'm Eric Frick here with Andrew Nelson and Zach Boy Al Warden, and a very special guest this evening, the boss lord of Ambition Snowskates, Alex Blais. Alex, what's up, bud?
Hey guys, I'm excited. I am the self-proclaimed number one fan of Snowskate Source, so I'm pretty hyped to be featured on the episode, and I've been listening to I've listened to every single podcast, every single word. I remember everything you said about me. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, I'm really hyped to be here.
You probably remember more than I do, Blais.
I haven't missed, sometimes I would listen while working, and I would kind of be considering on something else, and I would just rewind and make sure I don't miss anything. So yeah, I've been the fan since the start.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the kind words. But before we get too deep into it, we have to acknowledge that this podcast is no longer just hosted by amateur snow skaters. Zach L. Warden is now a professional snow skater. So congrats, Zach. Very well deserved, and certainly need to call that out for everyone listening.
Am I supposed to say something now?
Yeah, you got a speech ready?
Oh, man. No, thank you. I'm hyped. That's an understatement. I'm very, very hyped.
For sure. And question for both you and Blais. What was it like to do this, not able to have a reveal in person or a party or anything like that? I mean, given the pandemic, we couldn't do any reveal or anything like that. So I guess, Blais, what was your approach to it?
It felt kind of weird that it was something that we're just discussing. I don't know. It was no surprise. It's okay, well, we're going to put out, turn you pro in 8 months, or it's just weird to plan it out and have it happen like that. But, we've been meaning to turn, because everyone's oh, it's about time. It's I know we wanted to, but there's a whole, there's whole logistics in adding another pro board, and we've tried to do it in the past, but now I'm really glad that, with snow skating, the hype and all that, we're able to do that. And it's very well deserved, and I agree with everyone in the comments. But yeah, it was. I wish we could have done it differently, but it's just we have to be ready so early in advance. It's just, well, okay, Zach, we need to design your board for it's going to come out in a year. So I don't know. It was kind of not the funnest way to do it, but whatever. I'm glad we did it anyway. So, and I love that graphic too.
Graphic is so sick.
It's my favorite ever on the lineup. So.
Well, that was a question I had for you, so we can check that one off already.
What's that?
That was a question. Zach's new graphic is amazing. He's I know this artist. Really cool. I want to work with her. I'm I'm down. That's awesome, and she killed it. And I guess his ideas too. But perfect first pro board.
Yeah, her name is Anna Fuda on Instagram for anyone. Her name is Anna Escamilla, actually, but shout out to her. She's done so much good work, and she's done a lot of stuff for our band and just music. So I knew immediately when Blais was well, awesome. I'm telling you, you're getting a board. So now at least you have the opportunity to pick your own graphic, unlike, maybe Jeremy or someone who got the surprise. So that was one nice thing, at least, because I'm super hyped on the graphic too.
Do you remember when I first reached out and said okay, this is happening? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was September.
It was
maybe?
over a year ago now. So I remember, after we got done with that team trip last year, it was shortly after that you had reached out to me, and you were just hey, I just want to let you know we want to give you a board.
Right.
I think you were kind of we can't do it for next season, aka being this season, because this was 1920, and you're we can't do it for 2021, but I just want to let you know we want to do it. And I think it was just because like you said, we would have to make a new mold maybe, and just like you said, the logistics of it were just not feasible.
Yeah.
So I had to just keep it a secret for a long time. I try not to tell anyone.
We would have to kick someone off. It's just you don't want to do that. It's
no.
And some Filmer was it's cool. Zach can have my board. And I was well, yeah, but
See, and
that's just not the way we want to do it. You know, we want to do it so. Just
I
this
remember,
year now we're able to do it. So that's really cool. And Zach has been, with Ambition for, you said 12 years? Was that 12? It's just insane.
12 years this year, yeah.
Yeah. So we're so grateful, and it wasn't obvious that you were gonna get your board, but everything is just so much harder than it seems. In the DMs or Instagram comments, everything's so simple. Just make more boards. It's yeah, I know. I'm trying.
Yeah, I remember Josh also saying like, dude, you can like pull my board. And I remember saying to you, I'm like, if anyone has to pull a board for me to like have a board, I'm like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I
I
remember
don't
that.
want
And
one
that's
like
just,
that. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal then.
yeah, I remember you saying that. So yeah, we had to be a bit more patient, but it's a funny way to do it where he's just known about it for so long. And like, I remember you said like, who knows about it? Let's keep it like secret for everyone. It's
Yeah,
like,
I wanted to
it's
have
more
some fun with it. Yeah, at least I just didn't want to tell all my friends and be like, dude, in a year I might have a board.
Well, you know what, Zach? It's funny because I guess I can say it. Dave called me there. He's like, we need to talk, and I'm like, okay. He's like, Zach really needs a board, and I started laughing because he's like, he wasn't letting me speak, and I was like, Dave, he already has one. Like, it's gonna come out like tomorrow or something. He's like, oh, it's like it's super serious. We need to talk, and I'm like.
He told me that too.
Oh, yeah?
Well, actually, he told Alan was just staying with him, and I met up with Alan when I was down in Detroit, and Alan was like, dude, Dave was like talking about how you should have a board, and Alan knew, and he's like, yeah, I just had to like sit there and bite my tongue and be like, yeah, Zach's killing it this year, whatever he was saying. And then like, I actually talked to Dave. He called me when he heard the announcement, and he said the same thing. He's like, dude, like I was like talking to Blais, I was talking to Alan. He's like, I kind of had a feeling, but like they weren't telling me. And I was like, oh, yeah. I told him to, like, be quiet. I didn't want anyone to know. So.
It caught me completely by surprise, I got to say. I really enjoyed the edit you put up on Instagram, Zach. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
For the pandemic, I mean, that's a classy way to do it. And seeing some of those old clips of yours was really cool. So,
yeah, my bowl cut. That's how you know they're dated. And, like, the clothes I'm wearing, they're like those clips are like over 10 years old. So,
yeah.
But it was cool to see that edit come out and you still skating Ambition boards for all of that time. Yeah. Like, you've been with this so long, and that edit, like, I mean, we know it, but that really illustrated that because those clips were super old. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was just a really cool thing.
Offers, just kidding.
No, it was a really, really cool thing, man. I'm super stoked for you, and yeah, very well deserved.
Congrats,
Zach.
Excited to see the pro part.
Yeah, I don't want to label it that anymore. See that? Okay, that was the other thing.
I'm kidding.
I was glad when I was down in Detroit just recently, why we couldn't do the podcast last week was Blais had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, we want to do pre-orders, so we're gonna have to make the announcement for your board like sooner than we thought." Because I didn't think we were gonna start telling people until we typically release boards like next fall or whatever. And then when you told me that, I was like, "Thank God!" I did not like feel like keeping it a secret for like another almost full year. And that, not to mention, then my part would have been like right alongside of the pro board. Be like, "Okay, let's see this pro guy," and then it's like so much pressure on this part I'm trying to film. So I'm glad they're like spaced apart now. It's a big relief.
You had a quote. You had a great quote the other day when we were talking. Not to spoil your part, I don't know where this clip is going, but you said the day after you turned pro and the first thing you did was a ride-on.
That's 100% true. That is
I love that.
Just gonna go on the gram. Yeah. And Jess Nemi already did this ride-on rail back in the premiere video back in 03. And
I know which one that is.
Yeah, you know the one. It's a super long one. So it's been so warm here lately. I'm like just bored, and I'm like, dude, I want to try that same ride-on. So I built it the other day, and I got to the end, and I stuck it, which I sent like Eric and Andrew, and I fell into like, there's just like so much traffic and stuff that I just had to give up. So I'll go back and do that this week, I hope.
Nice.
But that's not for my part, no.
It's
a reward for going pro.
It does look really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was afraid I like skating rails. It looks fun.
Yeah, it's I've never like held a 50 for that long. It's harder than I thought it would. I thought I'd lock in and just like stand there, but it's still kind of hard. So I don't know. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
Well, yeah, congrats once again, Zach.
Thanks,
super stoked for you, just personally, and yeah, well deserved.
Thank you.
But Blais, you've had a hectic winter, man. You've had to answer a lot of questions from these relatively impatient kids on Instagram and emails and whatnot. So how has your life been the last couple months managing Ambition Snowskates?
It's been good, man, because, even if people are kind of bummed, whatever, it comes, I think, from a positive, like, thing that, like, people are hyped on snow skating. So I try to take it that way, and, like, sometimes maybe they could be a little bit less harsh in the way they communicate, but that's fine. Yeah, it's been really, really busy. Way more than the past couple of years. It's just been kind of hectic, but at the same time, it's been a really good year. And I mean, it's super exciting, and mostly it's very exciting to see like how are we gonna like take advantage of how much people are hyped on snow skating now, and kind of transition that in the next, the upcoming years. And yeah, I mean, it's been busy, but it's been like positive. It's just, I'm really tired at this point, but yeah. Good thing Phil is here to help me, because yeah, I'm gonna need more help soon. But yeah. It's been fun, but I'm ready to have a chill summer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, imagine it's hectic doing everything that Ambition does with just you two guys. I mean, imagine you guys between probably October and, I mean, most years probably January-ish, but this year up until now, just nonstop.
Yeah, it kind of started strong, and then it stayed strong, and then we didn't have boards anymore, but then it was like just mostly, just customer service, like a lot of customer service. And then I'm always trying to be like on top of that, because it really matters to me. And like, I answer every single DM, and like, if a kid sends a video, even if it's like a minute, I'll watch the whole video, because I feel like it's important to do that, and then respond. And because I used to be that like super hyped kid, and I would send not the best content to Andy Wolf, and I don't know if he replied, but like, I know I would have enjoyed that. I think it's important to get back to people, but it's very time consuming. It's been more now than ever. And then the Instagram is like, it grew quite a bit this year. So just a lot of hype in general, but like I said, it's so positive. And I think it's also been a combination of like, now logistically, it's a bit more complex to get ready for the following year. It's like, we got to make sure like we do everything right. So that's been like, next year is everything's planned. Everything is like very well in advance, but like way more than usual too. Like every detail has been figured out. So it's been fun to do that, but yeah, like it's been a crazy winter. Yeah.
Definitely. And how much has the Instagram grown this year, roughly from like last fall to this point?
I think we need to refer to the historian, because he would probably know. Do you know, Zach? I don't even know.
I know it's at least 20,000.
Yeah, because I was hoping we'd hit 50,000, and we're at like 59 now.
Yep. So
wow.
So like my objective was 50,000, and we were growing 1,000 every week, and I was like, hopefully we hit 50. So it must have been like maybe it was like at 42 or something. I don't know. It's been like 15 to 20,000. So
yeah, that's accurate.
Life is a success now. I don't know.
It's a hell of a winter.
Just numbers, but.
Yeah, just anecdotally, I've been noticing that, but just like the number of comments on the post and content that you guys have been putting up, it just seems like there's so much more engagement compared to past winters.
I think there's more engagement for sure, but also we've been posting way more.
Yeah, that's also true.
And that's kind of something that I'm hyped about, like the whole quarantine situation. I think we've kind of learned from that, and it's benefited us in a way. Like we're just posting more stuff from like other people, and like kind of being a bit more inclusive with the Instagram, and I don't know, it's just been cool to have like the boys I told everyone, it's like, there's no expectations, like just do whatever, film if you want to have fun, and just film with your phones, that's fine. Like just I don't feel like forcing anyone to, like, whatever you guys want to do, and then that kind of turned out really good. And I'm just giving Danny as an example, but like I feel like in that format, it really allowed him to shine so much. And I think maybe just feel less pressured, and he just killed it. And I was like, wow, like his contribution, I'm talking about Danny, but like obviously all the UP guys and like just overall, but like just Danny, I feel like he kind of contributed more than ever just by having a good time, filming whatever. And he's like, oh, here's a few clips. And I'm like, dude, like you don't even realize how like this is helping so much. And I'm hyped he had a good time doing it. So yeah, kind of something cool that we learned is just kind of let it go and just posting more and more inclusive. And I think that's helped us grow. But yeah, it kind of just happened naturally. We've always been about like film the full lengths and whatever. And now it's just whatever you guys want to do, and just post more stuff and more fun. I don't know. I had more fun with running the Instagram than ever before. So maybe that's why it grew more.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just a fun vibe too. Like just watching, Zach, you skating with Danny and like those clips
Yeah.
coming out, those little edits. I mean, they're so well done. The skating's so good. And, Blais, like what you did with Gazpacho last year, like even though it wasn't the
Yeah.
traditional full length, I mean, the vibe is just like kind of away from that traditional full length and it just feels so much more fun. And, that's the sort of stuff I'm into, like
Yeah.
watching dime videos and B-sides and whatnot. So to like see Ambition kind of take that approach, not saying it's the same thing, but as a fan of snow skating and a fan of Ambition, I'm like, this is super cool to see.
I kind of want to just leave it open to the riders now. Like, Dave had more of a skateboard, like more legit type video part. That's what he wanted. But then it's like snow skating. And that's really something consciously, I think last year and when we had the team trip in Sherbrooke and the boys came over, I was like, why do we have all these rules that, we're kind of applying like all the skateboarding rules and like you can't do this, you can't have a kicker, whatever, and it's like, let's just snow skate and like do whatever we want and not have to play by the rules, kind of just make it more fun. So the Gazpacho video, that's what it kind of was more about. It's just we didn't have much snow, so I remember you guys came over, Zach, and it's like barely any snow, so like no expectations, just go and snow skate a spot with everyone, and we film. And until that video came out, I was like, oh, we don't have much. But then it came out, I was like, that was actually really cool for like 4 days of filming. Definitely. And I was like kind of blown away, like how sick, it was just us snow skating and like building a kicker up to like a box, like nothing we would ever do usually, because like, oh, that's not legit, whatever. But whatever people want to do is, I think if we have fun, the bangers are going to come like naturally, because just the group of individuals, if like everyone that's like on the team is, it's a part of them to want to like do more and like push snow skating. I don't have to like imply that on them. It's like they're going to do it. Like when the time comes and the spot is right, it just comes from you can't be that talented and just not have that willingness, that it's just going to come from you. So I've just decided like, just let people do what they want, have fun. And like, I think it comes more naturally and it's less pressure for everyone,
Definitely. I was going to say that really shows in Gazpacho. I'm wondering how maybe you could talk a little bit about your approach to maybe past videos, like going as far back as True Color. Because when you look at it in like a sequence and you just saying that now, it's like, you really kind of worked to get to that point. And like, I think Gazpacho really achieved that really open and fun sense of snow skating. But I mean, even like outdoor adventure series and stuff like that, I mean, you kind of had like your finished film project, and then you had kind of your fun side stuff. I mean, wondering if you can talk about how you got to that from where you came from as far back as like maybe True Color.
Sure. I mean, just before that, like about like the content now, we just realized it's not just about like filming the part is sick, but like the Instagram is just as important, and then just having fun and then showcasing maybe some backyard riding, because that's more relatable. So I feel like just all types of content now is just, it's all important. And if you look back when we made True Color, I mean, that was I would like to say kind of like the first real snow skate video, or like, more like professional-ish. It put snow skating on the map a little bit more. And at that point, the objective was like, we have this vision of what snow skating could be or should be, because we're all like a group of riders that are passionate, and the world has never really seen it in the, through our eyes. This is what we want to show, like what snow skating is to us. So that was like a big change. Obviously, like it marked a change in snow skating videos. But then after that, it's always been kind of a progression, I would say. And then probably until like Sava was like another like breakthrough, like just another big step forward kind of video. But it's always been the same format, because that format just worked for us. But then it kind of came to a point last winter, I was like, well, we keep kind of doing the same thing over and over, and it's sick. But probably because of me, because my approach was always the same too. Like I would just make these parts and line them up, and it's always about trying to make it look sick. Like the riders are so good, whatever. But like, I guess the approach was more like performance. And now I think we've kind of done that, and like, I always have that in mind when Josh did like kickflip front 50 on that rail. And it's like, if you've seen that clip and you still don't think snow skating is legit, well, it's like whatever we do, you will not. Like when Sava came out, I was like, whatever we do, even if the tricks are better, it's not going to like convince anyone else. It's like, if you're not convinced now, then it's just whatever. It's like, even if you did switch flip front 50, it wouldn't change. You know, at that point, I felt like the level had reached where we don't need to like prove anything more. It's like, just keep having fun. And I don't know. So that's, I guess really it's Saba was kind of a turning point. And then we kind of kept doing the same thing, but then it didn't feel right. It's like, I love those videos and Encore and all that. They're tight, but they're still like the same. I feel like we're making the same content. And now I just want to make something more fun and relatable and just not like stress it too much, you know? So I guess, like you said, it kind of led us to this point. It's probably also like the trends in skateboarding are different and all that. We get influenced, but snow skating isn't skateboarding. It's not snowboarding. It's just something we do for fun. And like, I don't think we're trying to make it like skateboarding. So it used to be very skateboarding influence, how we would approach things, because that's what sold boards. Like it's mainly people trying to skateboard on snow. Like, so that just sold better. But then again, I think it just needs to be its own thing. And all these rules that we've had, like that maybe come from skateboarding, like we can create our own rules. And it's like, I would rather have no rules.
The only rule is no 3 shows.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm joking.
But yeah, but still, like, we just always had, like, it was getting to a point where there's more and more constraints of like what you can or can't do, and it's like, just do what you want and have a good time. And I think that shows in the footage. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Gazpacho video, because I think that's kind of a taste of where I'm trying to go more in the next years.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I wanna put it out there though that like is in terms of being a rider for Ambition, and Eric can say the same, I'm sure, there's never been expectations placed upon us. It almost makes it sound like, oh, in the beginning while we were filming these parts, like, and just so everyone knows, I don't think there's one time you've ever even hit me up and be like, yo, you should get some clips. That's never happened in the 12 years I've been riding. It's never been any pressure. The only pressure I've ever felt is the pressure I put on myself. And that's it. And every other rider will probably say the same.
Cool. Well, thanks for pointing that out.
It's the most mellow company you can ride for. I'm freaking out over this part, and Blais like, dude, why aren't you just like having fun? I'm like, it's not that easy.
Well, you see, it seems like if I don't care, then you guys want it even more. No, I'm kidding. But like, he's gonna. No, you know what I mean. Like, if you're talented and you have that drive, it's gonna come from within. And like, snow skating is so hard, and you're dealing with so much. Like, we all seen like the homie that's like super good at snow skating, but will never do it just because they don't have that like dedication that you need. And I just realized, if like Zach, for example, is going to go out and get it because that's what he wants and it comes from him, and motivation like that, it can't come from someone else. You know, it has to come from within. And I know for some riders, I appreciate how you said I never put pressure, but I know the fact that I kind of, like, for example, I told Josh, like, if you don't get clips, I don't, like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, and then I feel like at that point, last year when he came on that trip, and I told him, like, even if we don't get clips, Josh, like, I don't care. And then that's what he started riding so well, because it's like, we don't care, you know?
He killed it. That trip was so fun.
It helps. And he's like, that was my favorite trip ever, because he just went out and, like, if you land something, cool. If you don't, whatever, you know?
I mean,
it's a better way to approach it.
It is, and I already told you this. I'm like, yo, I know you just gave me a board and everything, but after this part, I think I'm going to more take on your approach and just kind of like chill for a second, just do that, because the Gazpacho thing and that whole like regiment was so much fun.
Yeah, I just want to take trips. It's a bummer because this year, obviously with the COVID, but like I just want to take trips with the boys, have a good time, film whatever happens, and I feel like that, you know, the skill level has reached that point where we can just have fun, film, and something really cool comes out of it. Maybe we had to force it more back in the days. Like, you know, True Color, obviously there's like amazing tricks in there too, still today. But like as an overall, we had to kind of like make sure you ride away this long or whatever, you know. Now it's, I don't know. And I guess it might also be ingrained in like, we already do tricks 8 times because we want it to be, it's just everyone knows. We're trying to make snow skating look good. And I think that's something we can do while having fun and not be too focused on you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do this trick. It's like, do whatever. And if you have a good time, I think especially in a group, that's sick. Well, you guys always have those Instagrams with everyone, in Michigan. You guys are all together, and that energy, there's some energy that comes from being in a group and kind of showing, like riding, with your boys. And I don't know, there's something there that when people buy snow skates, they don't envision themselves alone in the cold. They want to be with their friends and just, that's what's fun. Like, I don't think many people snow skate solo, unless you're like filming, or I don't know. Maybe Andrew does in his backyard. But
sometimes,
Yeah, I actually like snow skating alone, but overall,
I wish I had a backyard to snow skate in by myself. That'd be so sick. Just have a park and go out in session every day. Like, that'd be amazing.
It starts out when you first get snow, like an everyday, and then it kind of tapers off, and it'd be like, well, actually, maybe I want to get that trick today or whatever. But yeah.
Backyard makes it fun. Like when you can ride solo in your backyard forever. Yeah. But like going to a street spot and stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, you just look like a kook when you're just like you're alone unshoveling some stairs and like
oh god, that's me every single day. Yeah, I prepped the spot today for an hour by myself. Oh man.
Mike, a question for Blais. I'm wondering, in that kind of spirit of like you're talking about the trips. I'm wondering, are there any destinations that you had been planning or thinking about? I know we talked a little bit about this with Phil. Are there any scenes like that you really want to push snow skating to? I know I saw some clips that came out of New York in the blizzard, and I was just like, man, it's crazy how I've never seen clips come out of New York. And I'm just wondering, is that something that goes into consideration when you're picking a team trip destination or anything like that?
I think, up to this point, it was always like, let's just go to someone's house because it's cheaper. And like, I don't know, it's like, let's go to Kalamazoo 12 times. Or like, everyone's coming to my house. But now it's like, I think, it's cool in Sherbrooke, but we've been filming in Sherbrooke for 12 years. So
I feel like I have an idea of what Sherbrooke looks like, even though I've never been there. I've seen so much footage there.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I know what you're saying.
Until this point, it was always more like, let's just go like to Josh's or, Zach and Dave's house or my house. But this winter, I was like, let's do like trips because I've been like going around for skateboarding quite a bit, filming and like with crews. And it's just opened up my eyes to like, there's such cool spots when you move around. And for me, like skateboarding, like I pretty much only enjoy trips. Like that's when I'm having a blast. Like if it's not on a trip, I probably won't even film. Like I just want to go on a skate trip. So like I was thinking, just because I've been going quite a bit to Boston, which isn't far from my house, but Boston is awesome and there's so many spots. And just by going there skating, I'm like, oh, we could do so much snow skating and just new spots. And so I had Boston in mind. Obviously New York City, because New York City is amazing for skateboarding. The snow conditions are, we would have to time things right, but that would just be so cool. But it's not like, I'm not trying to go somewhere to like kind of grow snow skating there. It's just more because I know we have a great time and hit different spots. So, and also like Albany, New York, like Albany has really cool spots. And just because that's somewhere I've been so many times, Toronto would be really sick. So basically just trips that I've done skateboarding numerous times and I just know the spots. So I'm like, if we go there, it's going to be so productive. So that was kind of what I had in mind. But then we all were stuck at home waiting for the next year.
Yep. Yeah, not much we can do. You kind of touched on it earlier, but what is like a day-to-day life or a day-to-day working for Ambition look like for you, Blais? When, when you're not like doing, customer service sort of stuff or trying to put out fires, asking where people are, can buy snow skates or whatever. Like, what does your day-to-day typically look like in an average winter? And what is some of the stuff that, people may not know about, like what you do behind the scenes for Ambition?
Right. That's a question I get so often. And it's always weird because I'm always like, I don't really know. Like I do so much, but like, so I figured I'll break it down more in terms of like how the season, a timeline of the season, because it changes, So I kind of consider the start of the season to be like September, October. So that's when things kind of, get moving, and we'll start shipping boards to like Europe early, like in September. And so just the production's ready, start shipping, and then we get all the boards for the online. So like September, October, just update the website, get the online orders going, and then it's really about like focusing, okay, like what's the because every year we try to have like one major media release that is going to be more like a heavy hitter. Like this year was Dave's part. So like, okay, what's that marketing strategy, which is always around, media and content. So either it could be me editing like a video for a month or something. So that's mostly at that point in time is October, like make sure all the videos are getting ready. And then start being very active on social media because just get the hype going, and when we have events, then that's usually the time where we need to reach out to like the cities and organize like this day, so get all that going. But like it's mostly marketing at that point, get people hyped. And the most, usually the peak in sales is like early December. So we kind of time it, like early December, like November 15th, we drop a video and the kids want snow skates for Christmas because let's face it, except this year, but like usually it's a Christmas present, it's just what it is. So, before Christmas, that's pretty much what I do. And then, kind of prepare, like, what are we going to do? Take a trip or like, kind of talk with to the writers, figure out what they're trying to do, but mostly like media related stuff. And then in December, as we did this year with Zach, but he was actually already ready, but just make sure we have the graphic design process already going for the following year because we need to be ready in advance. So I think, Zach, we made your board like October, if anything, like very
like
early.
November, maybe it was finalized. But it was fall.
So like I got to always think like really way ahead. So we start kind of, thinking like what are the models going to be next year already. And then in January, it kind of starts like the sales will start going down and it's more about just going out and filming, trying to film for whatever project we have coming up. And then usually on the weekends, we have maybe at least 2 events. Like it could be like 2 on Sunday and 2 on Saturday. Sometimes it's even like 3 events at the same time. So it's it gets kind of crazy. We have like just teams of people going around and it's like on snow demos with the cities. And it's really fun, but like it takes a lot of energy. So just making sure that goes right. And there's a lot of like planning going around that, like who's going to do which one and then what time you guys leave. And then, just a bunch of management related to that while filming. And then while, we put out the pre-books for the stores, they start usually around mid-February. So we got to make sure we get the catalog, pricing, like just everything, like every detail figured out for the next winter. And then we can kind of get that rolling. And honestly, like after mid-February or like March, there's not much happening because everything's ready. And then it's more like just keep filming if we have snow. And throughout all that, obviously comes with, just like you said, just getting back to people, emails, DMs, and like whatever. Like there's always a problem or something happening. We got to figure out how do we fix it. But I'm just used to it, and we always find solutions. But yeah, it's just a lot of like, I have like a list of stuff to do, and everything takes like 10 minutes. But like it's a never-ending list kind of thing,
Sure.
So that's why it's hard to like describe exactly what I do because like honestly, like tomorrow, like sometimes I think I'm gonna do this and this, but then I do something else. I don't even know. Like something's gonna come up, and that's what I got to do. So it's hard to like really break it down. But I think I think a timeline like I just highlighted kind of makes sense.
It does, and it's a difficult question. If somebody asked me that about my job, I'd have a very similar time trying to describe it. Like, I don't know, man. Every day is pretty different, and some days I'm putting out fires like I was before the podcast tonight, and other days I'm just chilling. So no, I get it. That makes sense.
And just posting on Instagram every day as much as I can.
Yeah, I bet you spend a lot of time answering. Talking to people on Instagram and posting stuff and responding to comments and whatnot.
I love it though. It's like I said, when I used to be one of those kids and, I love snow skating so much. And when I was a kid, I was like, I think kind of like Zach, watch every single video. I knew everything, every video, every photo on Google, if anything, like I knew everything about snow skating. So like, it's just cool to like, those kids just reaching out. I try and be like super nice to them. And even if I get like a negative comment, I'll be very positive, like always. And then sometimes it just turns the conversation around because they're like, oh, I didn't even think you'd reply. And then they're like, sorry I wasn't asked to you. And I'm like, no, it's cool. And then they're super hyped. So you never know who that kid could be. Cause like I used to be just like, just like those kids. And, I think the company for me is a way to hopefully have someone be just as hyped on something when I was a kid. And kind of funny story, when we first started selling boards, like the first years, which was 2008, 9, like I would ship the boards just to customers, and it was all pre-orders because it was like a few hundred boards every year. It wasn't that much. And people would just buy them, and then we'd get them, say, in November, and they were already pre-sold. And I would just put every snow skate like in the box, and I was like, oh, I don't want to give away that one. Like, I want to keep it. Like, I was so hyped on the boards, and like, but then I was like, oh, some kid is gonna be just like me, get it for Christmas. I don't know. It's just a cool like feeling. Some people have companies and they sell something that they could not care less about. But it's so sick that every time, like now Phil puts the boards in the boxes, it's faster than me being like, oh, I want to keep that one. It's so nice. I would just look at every single snow skate. And it's like, I want to keep them all. But yeah, I don't know. It's just sick to share that with, kids and skaters and whoever, families.
I mean, essentially, going off what you said, that's how I even got on Ambition in the first place, was me just bugging you like a little kid, just being so hyped. And now I been riding Fury for how long, and
right.
We become good friends. It's those little interactions, they mean a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I think back to when I was a kid, and I would like email Andy Wolf, and he probably hated me because I was the worst, But then at that point, you're so young, you just don't know, and like
yeah.
He knew my name for sure. Like that kid that keeps emailing me and asking questions. And like, I made this like booklet of like how to snow skate. And I was like, include that in all the boards. And he's like, who is this kid? But now, I guess
that booklet. I want to see this booklet.
No, I don't have it anymore.
That'd be fun.
Just like the snow skate game I made. It's gone.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Whoa, let's take a quick Zoom break here, but let's maybe talk about that a little bit more when we come back. All right, we're back from the designated Zoom break. Blais, tell us about this snow skating game that I have no idea about this. I did not know one ever existed.
Yeah, I made, like Zach said, I made 2 games. I would say one was more functional. The first one was, I think it was the first one. It was called Stoked. So it was a snow skate game, and it was pretty much 2-dimension, where you would go from one side like this and move to the other side, and it would be like a new map, and then you just keep doing like, it would be like one obstacle and just hit. So basically the game was just a computer game, like hit space, you would ollie, and then in midair, if you did hit like whatever the up arrow, it would do like a kickflip. And then you could also do like right above your space bar, you have like B, and like B, you do a board slide and nose press and like tail press. And like there's like a few tricks. You could combine like kickflip front board or rail and stuff. And like I think the coolest part about that game is, it wasn't fully finished, but it was released. It was like a story mode, and I'm pretty proud of that. So the story mode, it was all based on like real snow skate like events, and like, so like if you had the US Open of snow skating, it would be all the same obstacles, like same color, and like I just remade everything, and then you would be like, so it's story mode starts. Andy Wolf invited you to the US Open of snow skating, and then it's like you have, for example, like 60 seconds to score the most points. Like, and then if you want to get the gold medal, you got to beat like Isaac Hebert, who scored like whatever this much, and like, so it was kind of tight. But like it was essentially always just you going from, hit a rail, do a trick, and then hit a rail, and then sometimes it could be just go film with the Switch Films crew in Norway, and then it was like handrails, and then it'd be like sometimes it would be a minute, but it could be also like you just hit the whole map, and then whatever highest score, or like a highest scoring trick and stuff. It was just a cool, funny little thing, and it was all based upon real like snow skate like stuff that had happened or was happening. So it was kind of tight. The only weird part about it is, and I realized after putting it out, it's like if you didn't ollie out of a rail trick, then you would just fall. Like you needed to flip out, or like But it's like you would always flip out anyway, so like doesn't matter. But then it's like I put the game out. I was like, oh, like you can't just do a board slide. Like you gotta like ollie super high out of it. I don't know. It's like a weird game. I just put it out on the Premiere forum, and like you guys remember Alex Hapamaki? Like he hit me up like a few years, like where's that game? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. And I think I found it like a few years ago, but then I've lost it again.
Dude, I want to
please
play
find
it.
that. I want to play this so bad.
I put a lot of work into this game, man.
It sounds like it, totally.
It's pretty challenging to make. I was using, I think it's like a software called Game Maker, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like a programmer, and like I would study like programming. I would get up before school and like read like C++ books and stuff. Just weird. Like I don't even know what I was thinking, but I was like super into. I want to be like a programmer. Look at me now.
You blew it.
Blew it. My brother is actually a computer engineer. I don't know how you call it, but like he programs. So I don't know. Maybe I was trying to be like him because he's my older brother. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And there was a second game?
Stoked 2. But
same thing,
I don't
basically?
I don't even know if you could play that one. Was that? I don't even know if I know like Stoked.exe. That was out there. But Stoked 2 might have just been like a teaser for, I don't know.
Okay.
People thought it was coming, but it never came.
So I'm way off here, Blais. What I'm thinking of is when you said just a Snowskate game, even though I kind of remember the one you just talked about, like it was a little bit later on. It was a little bit early for my Snowskate time.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of the one, do you remember that Christopher Bow made? And it was actually like he was building it, and it was like actually 3D. And it was like he was working on it. Everyone was like so eager to play. It was like called like Steezy or something. And everyone was like so excited to play it. And like he would show me all these demos on MSN, and it never happened. But it was like it looked so sick.
No, that's not the same. Yeah, I remember seeing that like vaguely now that you talk about it, but it was never playable. Like my game, you could complete the story mode. You know?
Yeah, see, I want to play that. This one,
sick.
you're right. This was never playable. It was always like,
really
almost
funny.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Crazy. I might pester you after this play.
Yeah, I need
to like try to dig this up and just give me anything you can give me to try and find that game if it's still out there.
Anyone is listening and still has that game, please send it, and I will release it on the forum so you have a reason to register.
Yes.
Create an account.
I love it.
To find it.
Oh, I love it, man. Yep. I would love to play that. So it's been a good year for snow skating. I mean, obviously crazy board sales, sold out super quick. A lot of popularity. It seems to be a lot cooler with the skateboarding and snowboarding crowd relative to past seasons, which, for people like us who've been doing it forever is awesome to see. So what is your take on the future of snow skating? Like, what do you envision the next couple of years looking like in terms of acceptance? The types of people that are going to be riding snow skates. Like, who do you see coming out of the woodwork and starting to film snow skating? Like, what's your vision?
Yeah, sure. I think it's important to like just mention this year. Obviously, like there was way increased demand because because of COVID. Just everything that is, whether you're cross country skiing or biking or everything has been like the demand has just been way more. Yeah, leisures. But I think like golf. I think you had to talk about golf.
Yeah, that's why.
Every time.
You just got me. I think the kind of acceptance that we've had from the skate and snow industry this year, I don't know if it's actually related or it's just something that was going to happen anyway. Like it might have like something to do with it, but there, like beyond just the demand getting so like crazy and out of control, I think the coolest thing about this year was just like something clicked. Like the industry just accepted snow skating, and pro skaters, they all wanted snow skates, and like it was cool to post snow skating on your page. Like I don't know, it was so cool to finally see that, like, we all know it's super fun and we've pushed it for so long. And it was, when we first started, it was like, it wasn't just neutral. Like people hated it. It was like, we started in the negative, and then we brought it back to neutral, and it's like, people didn't really want to be associated with it. Like, say the big media companies, they would post a snow skate video and be like, do you think this is cool or lame? It's like always like weird captions of like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they didn't want to like really say that it was cool, but now it's like this year, something just happened where, you know, getting a snow skate clip is like a cool thing. I don't know. So that was really, really encouraging because we all know, like you said, we've been doing it for so long. So just getting that acceptance, I think, is huge, and is going to really grow popularity beyond like just the COVID people, you know, wanting snow skates because they're stuck at home. I mean, snow skating is a perfect quarantine activity, like it is.
Definitely.
But I think like at this point, I'm not like expecting it won't stay, like the demand won't stay the way it was this year. Even next year it's going to be less, but I think what I'm really trying to do, or, you know, I say but like as a company with everyone, is, so I kind of see this year as like, it was a platform where it gave us a chance to really reach out to a bunch of new people and get this exposure. And now I think it's our role to help these newcomers like enjoy snow skating. And like, I think that comes through maybe more instructables, and, you know, just have people like appreciate the snow skate that they got or they're going to buy next year, and then retain those people. Yeah, but like, you guys were discussing it. I think maybe it was with Phil or with Matt, like just wondering like, how is it going to be in a few years? And like, I mean, it's going to come back down to, I'm hoping we can like stabilize at like a higher level than we were before. But like, this is the peak. Like it's not going to be like, we can't expect things to be the way they are right now. But I think it's our responsibility, like, especially like we meet with the company, but to like kind of make the most out of that. And then hopefully those new people who bought snow skates, they actually keep snow skating and it can spread, you know. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be the snow skate craze forever, you know. It's just right now and maybe next year, and then we'll see how it goes. But in terms of like beyond the whole COVID and demand thing, it's hard to say, like, you know, where's snow skating going to be in 5 years? And I used to really try and think about that, but now it's just like, I don't know, we snow skate because we love it, and it's always been just about like going out, and I don't know, we have a huge role to play in like which direction we're taking it, but I'm really trying to focus more now on like, how can we have people just like who are new to snow skating, because snow skating is so like, has all these little things that when you understand, it makes it so much more enjoyable. So I think we just got to like kind of focus on that and like trying to get people like understand snow skating. And I feel now that like the pro skaters and all that, like everyone's like hyped on it. I think this is just the right opportunity for us to kind of showcase it differently than just like, here's us doing a handrail. It's like, I don't know, just have a good time, but also like kind of show the ins and outs of it. And like, for example, your podcast is it's a good way to do that. And then the forum, everyone should create an account. Definitely. Because I paid a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. I'm hyped we're doing it. And like, I remember, Eric, you're like, oh, like I thought more people would log in. It's like, it's going to be a long-term thing. But I think now that it's up in the, up there in the info bar on the website, thanks to Zach, people will just discover it. And like, yeah, I just want people to like know about snow skating and understand it, how to repair your base, all that stuff. It just makes you enjoy it so much more. So I don't have like this crazy like vision of like, it'll be in the Olympics. Like, I don't think snow skating really, it's just a fun thing to do with your friends in your backyard, or like, if you want to go hit rails, that's awesome. But like, there's only certain days you can flip into a rail. So that's just not really what snow skating is. You can do that, and it's tight to do that and, progress it. And that's something I always want, like that we keep progressing snow skating, but I kind of want to represent it as a whole, what it is as a whole, and not just like what we could do that night where the snow was like certain degrees and like, that's like really cool, but that's just not what snow skating is, So, but is it going to grow more? I don't know. Not to say like I do care, but I don't, at the same time, it's like, if it stays where it is, it's like, it's still really, really fun. And it's so sick to be at the forefront of that movement, or, with other other brands right now, but like, you know, having so much influence on it, it's really fun. So just keep doing that, and then we'll see where it takes us. And I don't know. I don't want to like make big hopes of. It's just something fun, man. It's not like, I don't think it should be that serious.
Right. Yeah, watching a Dave part, as sick as it is not necessarily representative of what snow skating is, you know?
No, right. But like, we need to do that. And you know,
right.
We always try to, but I just realized we can't do just that. Like that's a part of it, and it's awesome. And like, I couldn't be more like hyped on how that video came out. But that's a part of it. It's like we can also go and just ride down hills, or I don't know. It's just cool to showcase the whole experience. And, you know, we sell snow skates that it's crazy. Like it could be like a 40 something year old who just wants to bomb some hills, or like it could be like a 14-year-old skater who wants to use it at a skate park, or like even like a 4-year-old who's like his parents, like they want him to be a good snowboarder. I don't know. It just starts on a snow skate. It's so sick, like what you can do with a snow skate and how many different ways you can use it. Obviously, marketing wise, there's some that are more attractive, and you know, that when you capture a video, but overall, I think we have to showcase the whole picture, you know. So
for sure,
let the people do what they want with it.
For sure. Yeah, I just hope it continues to grow, and you know, at least some of this hype from this season is maintained into the seasons going forward, because it's been, as just a fan of snow skating, it's great to see the support that kind of seemingly came out of the woodwork this season. But yeah, it's been very welcome. It's been great.
I think we'll see more brands pop up now too. Probably.
Yeah, true. Probably 2 years from now, not necessarily next year, but
yeah. They may be disappointed when they start in 2 years, but I don't know. Most attempts at brands have, you know, you have to be, it's just like skating, but so much smaller too. So you have, like, even skateboarding, if you're not passionate about it, it's, you know, you got to do it for the love. Like, just go out there and film, and you got to love it, because it's, if you want to invest your time to just make money, if you're coming at it with a money, like, you know, approach, there's better ways to use your time. But like I said, I love snow skating so much. It's like, I wouldn't do anything else. And like, I would do it if I didn't make money, you know, from it. It's just so fun. So I think sometimes, you know, past attempts have been with a different mindset, and you can't expect that, you know, maybe it'll come, but like, I don't know. I don't think that's the right way. And like, there's a reason why, you know, snow skates are so popular this year. And yes, COVID and all that, but like, let's be honest, if it wasn't for all the work we've done, and I don't want to take all the credit, but like, there's a reason why they're selling plastic snow skates. It's not, you know, it's because of what we've done, you know? So,
yeah.
And like, Icon has done a lot. And I feel like, you know, there's brands that have contributed to snow skating. There's brands that are just trying to take out of it. If you just try to take from it, I don't think you're going to last, but
yep. And it's super obvious when those pop up and they're out there, you know?
And it's just, I mean, all I was going to say is like, you gotta do it for the right reasons. And I think that's why we're successful, you know, because it's always been for the right reasons. And I hope that kind of shows and comes out through what we do. But beyond that, if it wasn't like that, we wouldn't be here today. It's like, it's been so many years, like, and the reason now there's hype is just from all the past videos. And like, there's like a really horrible knockoff snow skate thing. They use our videos to sell, you know, it's like, you know, people are using the hype that we created to sell something. But you know what? I'd rather be the one, like, you know, we're the ones leading, and then people are trying to follow. But like, I'd rather be in that position. And if people are trying to follow, it's because we're doing something right. So like, I think there's something, you know, I take it as a compliment. And like, it is annoying when people sell product like using our footage, but it's like, whatever. Kids know, man. They just look at it like, that's so lame. Like, people know. So whatever. We just do our thing and keep moving.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that's a very good answer, Blais.
I don't even know what the question was, but whatever.
It was the direction of snow skating, which I think
good discussion.
All aspects.
Totally.
I can see like skateboard or snowboard brands put out snow skates because that's the cool thing right now, and then 2 years later they'll be gone. But like, I mean, that's fine. It's just, I don't think people would stick with it in the long run, but if it can bring attention to it, if it can bring more exposure, like, all I wish is like if there's a new brand, or that's cool. It's just they need to give back. Like, they got to put back into snow skating, and it's just, if it's just to get money, then you won't last. And in the end, it's like you're not helping anyone. Like, if someone comes in, a new player, and they're like putting out videos and doing all that, it's like it's just helping. So hopefully that's the kind of brand that we see popping up.
Definitely. All right, Blais, let's get into some listener questions. We got a large number of questions this week, and as usual, most of them are from Phil Moreau, but that's all right.
Yep.
First question, Waxmel G, best Phil Smodgy story.
Best Phil Smodgy story? I don't know that. I don't know if it's something I can say on here. There's like some. Let me find a Phil Smodgy story. I don't know. I'll just have one that came up to mind that isn't too explicit. But so when we first met on the first trip in Montreal, filming for True Color. So Phil, so we met up. It was the Quebec dudes and then the US guys. So it's like kind of already two crews, and and then we met up because these guys had met up at Stefani's house, and they drove a van that I rented. So they kind of had created a bond, because no one knew really each other, but they had their little bond and we had their little bond. So then we met up, and then Phil was like the older guy. And I was like, I don't want to drive the van or something. And he's like, I don't want to drive the van. Like, no one wanted to drive. But then it kind of turned out, because if he was driving, he had to be with the Quebecers, like speaking French, and not with the, his US homies or whatever. So I had to pay him. And I was like, Phil, if I pay you, will you drive the van around? And then he was like, okay, I'll do it. But it's just funny because he turned out to actually, like, he had a blast with, like, Emile and, like, just all the Quebec guys. And then, I don't know. It's just, at first he didn't want to be with the Quebec dudes. And I had to pay him, kind of. But then turned out, I think he had a really good time with the boys and turned out for the best. That's just a quick story that came to mind.
Oh, that's good. Snow skirt, when you drop apart in these streets, Blais?
When I'm dropping apart?
Yeah.
Oh, my parts have been dropped already.
Yeah, do some research. They're out there.
Street life. Yeah, for those who don't know, the street life videos, which have been pretty much taken down by YouTube.
I can still see them in the US. I just watched a couple like a week or two ago.
I think my best one was Street Life Redemption, I would say.
Redemption was good. Party Mix was sick too.
Thank you. Yeah, those videos are really cool. If you haven't watched them, like, you guys should check it out.
A lot of
fun. But, it's not the same as, like, when Zach is going out and trying to film a part. Like, for me, it's mostly, like, if I'm going to be snow skating, it's, like, when the boys are warming up, or, like, just set a tripod. Like, it's mostly tripod footage. But for that one, I had a few clips where, like, Dave was filming me, but it's never been with maybe as much effort as when we make another video, and not nearly the skill. But, like, yeah, I mean, I've had quite a bit of clips over the years, but always it was kind of an internal battle. Like, it's like, I want to get more clips, and then I can't really, like, if I go out and film, I can't, like, snow skate. Like, I've just made that decision a few years ago. It's like, I'm going to freeze. Like, I need to be wearing my big boots and just be. So now I've just given up. Like, if I go out, I will film. And if I go out to snow skate, I will not film. Like, there's no way, because sometimes a homie will be, oh, can you film this trick? It's like, no, like, today I'm not filming, But if I snow skate and then film, it's like you're all sweaty, and then it's not fun. So,
yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, like, this year, it's kind of sad to say, but I've only snow skated in December, like, 4 times. I've had no time to snow skate, which is kind of ironic. Like, it's like, oh, it's so sick. Like, I'm probably, like, the person making the best living out of snow skating, but I can't snow skate. And it's just like,
I always
when you start a snow skate brand, no, you will not be snow skating.
I'm always pushing for you to have a couple of clips like in the videos, but
for sure.
I mean, you had one clip in, what was it, Sava? The ollie over
Yeah, I had one in Sava. So that was the year of the Street Life Redemption.
Yeah,
so that one I snow skated a bit more. But I always feel like when I'm snow skating, I kind of feel bad because I'm like, I should be filming the other guys that are way better. And it's like, so when I snow skate, like the last couple of years, it's just been snow skate in my backyard. Like I work at my house and then maybe lunch break, go up 30 minutes, just snow skate my stair set or whatever. But this year I have not had 30 minutes. But the previous years I was snow skating in my backyard and just filming on Instagram, just posting stuff on Instagram and like whatever. Not trying to prove anything, but I've done my fair share of snow skating over the years if you dig deep.
Oh yeah, it's out there. And I would love to see another Blais part and another Street Life video. I just hit you up like out of the blue like a week or two ago on that. I was like, why aren't you doing these anymore, Blais? These are sick.
Yeah, those videos are awesome because it's such a different approach and it's just like not, it's just fun and like, I guess the tripod filming isn't the most exciting, but it kind of just shows that vibe. It's like, we're just having a session and like keeping the clips at the end and then using whatever. But it's just right now, we just don't do that anymore because it's just, whenever we go out, like I've been working more. So like when I go out to film, it's like, we're going to go and try and get something that, we just have less opportunity to go out. So when we do, and I still go out quite a bit, but like I used to like every day I would snow skate, back then, but now I got to work and it's just how it is. But I'm hoping maybe next year I'll have more time. But this year, like, just to say, like, for everyone saying, like, we probably have one board hidden and, like, we don't want to give them the boards. Like, I haven't even been able to get a board in 2 years. Like, this to that point where we don't have snow skates. I might have said it before, but, yeah, so, like, my board is pretty beat up. But it's okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anthony Sell, the favorite clip you've ever filmed?
Okay, so that I have filmed. Oh, favorite clip I've filmed. I would have to say it's probably unreleased, upcoming clip.
We'll see next fall, early winter.
I don't know. That's just what's popping. Like it's great. I've filmed so many clips over the years. Like it's kind of overwhelming. Like I'm trying to think, and it's like I've filmed so much. I don't think people understand to which extent, like I've been outside filming, but I don't know. I just have fresh in memory. Like just this year, I've filmed some really cool stuff with some Quebec skaters. And like, so this homie, he's called Morgan, is a really good skateboarder. And like, he just tagged along like on a session someday. And like, I know he's good, but like, it was the first time of him tagging along. And I was like thinking, I think he could, I'm not going to say the trick, but I was like, I have a certain trick. I was like, I think Morgan could probably do that because he's that good at skating. And I told him, you should do that. And he did it. Like he got the trick really, really good. Like probably one of the nicest, whatever trick he did in Snowskate. I was like, that's so sick. I don't want to spill or spoil the trick, but like, yeah, I have. So that Morgan, or everything he's been doing, honestly, like Morgan is so sick and like it's so unexpected because he doesn't really say anything and you don't really know if he cares or not, but like he's always getting really good clips. I think he actually cares, but he's not saying that he does. Whatever. But he's been surprising me and that's just been really fun to like, he'll do like a trick and he'll be, dude, like you just did one of the best, whatever, like flip, like one of those types of tricks we've ever filmed. Like he's not even like really trying. So it's like, that's just fun for me,
Crazy.
Coming from such an approach of just we're having fun, whatever, and it's like we get really good clips. Good times.
Yeah, that's sick. Another Anthony Sell question: what trick was the biggest battle to film due to poor weather, kickouts, cameras dying?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, if I can say, I love you, Alan Gerlach, but man. Alan if you're filming Alan, it's going to be a mission, So everything with Alan has always been, it's like shovel for hours. And then he finally gets the trick. It's like 4 or 5. It's dark. Like it looks so sick all the time you're filming. It's like the sun is out and then he lands and it's like horrible. Like we probably need lights at this point. And it's like, I don't know, but always Alan goes for like really big spots and like, and it's awesome. Like the result is amazing, but it's just as a filmer, it's clearly a bit more like a bigger battle than like, I don't know. I like to say when I go out with Jens, it's like shovel kind of, and then just get the trick, be out of there, It's so everything with Alan, I would say if there's one trick, I guess that front board on the kink rail, like that was a battle. Probably the best or one of the best snow skate tricks ever done. But like, I remember when that happened, I kind of understood like how much effort like riders are putting into tricks. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, okay, like that, like Alan, it wasn't not human anymore at that point. It was like an animal, He was a beast. And it kind of stuck with me. I was like, I gotta like pay these guys more now. I don't know. Like he's really like putting everything like on the line to get the trick, and I was so impressed. And I don't know, that trick it took I think 3 hours, but it wasn't just like the time. It was just how hyped he had to get to like do it, and like he was like screaming in the run up and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is epic. So that was a battle. But everything with Alan is not saying that he has to work that hard, but it's always like a process,
Yeah.
But I love Alan Gerlach.
Oh yeah, best dude.
Yeah. I mean, Alan's spots are just a whole different.
Yeah, it's just
Nobody else
view on
is
snow skating, and those take days in advance to prep sometimes,
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? This new guy, you've seen on Instagram, Raphael Detian. He kind of reminds me of Alan because he does that kind of spot, and it's always like, it is quite the battles. Like we go and like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like Alan's style filming. I don't know. It just that when we first started filming, I realized he's kind of like the same, more similar to Alan than anyone else I've seen, I'd say, in like spot selection and all that. So
sure,
look out for him. He rips.
Yeah, I'm stoked just from the Instagram footy. Looks amazing.
Yep.
Let's take. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Andrew.
I was going to ask how many tries it took him to get that, because I actually didn't. I mean, you said 3 hours. I mean, how much of that was prep? How much of that was?
That's like 3 hours of trying, like not tries. I don't want to say something. I don't want to say it. I'm pretty sure like that's what it was, and it was kind of a battle. Like it was hard to commit to hit the kink front board, and I think it took a long time before he actually hit the kink. And then the first few times he hit the kink, he would be like just.
Explode,
thrown out, like it was just crazy. But then that one just worked, and I think that was like the most epic snow skate moment I've assisted. I don't know, it was just mind blowing, and that was a long time ago too, and that trick is arguably like it's up there for sure as the best snow skate trick. So I couldn't believe it that he landed that, and then it was just a cool moment. And then it was at a church, and then the bell just started right when he landed. I don't know, it was just really cool.
Because that was a person who rang the bells, right? Like they were watching that, and then they went up and rang the bells.
That's what Alan claims. He said that when the bell rang, it wasn't like an even time, like 5:30 or 5 o'clock. It was just like a random time. So he thinks that someone saw it and rang the bells.
I like that story. We'll run with it.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
All right, let's drop for a Zoom break here, guys. All right, we're back from the Zoom break. Question from Jeremy Manson, 18. Pickiest skater on the team.
Pickiest?
Yeah. You interpret this however you want, Alex.
Probably, I think I'm going to have to say Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Pickiest, it depends how you look at it, but I would say like in terms of his own skating is like extremely picky. Like it needs to be, which I mean I admire, and I think it shows in whatever project he's involved in. But when we edit something too, it's like he likes to. There's certain tiny details which he will care about, and that's completely fine. I respect that, but he's more. Some writers are like whatever. It's like just do whatever. It's like Dave is. He's gonna be this clip. I want it to be a fraction of a second later. Like he's really Yeah, he's just picky about his stuff, but I think more power to him. That's just cool that he's like that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Also from Germ, what's the secret to the best kickflips ever?
Oh!
Because you do have the best kickflips ever, Mr. Blais.
Well, thank you. I don't know about that, but the secret, I do know the secret, though.
Okay.
I don't know if I have the best ones, but I know the secret. Okay. And the secret was taught to me by Phil Smaggi when I was probably like 14 years old. When he did that flip back 50, that's when the secret was revealed to me.
Okay.
We were talking about like on MSN, and I was like, how can you kickflip so high? Because I've always enjoyed, like, I would rather do an ollie and like pop really high, or like do a kickflip, and like I don't really like when, this is a personal thing, but like if you do like a hard flip, double flip, like I don't really care. Like I'd rather see like a cool kickflip. I feel sometimes people like they learn tricks, but they don't really, like they can tray flip, but they can't truly kickflip. I don't know. And it kind of shows in how you tray flip. You know what I mean? Like it's all the progression. Sometimes you try and go too fast, but like, so I always wanted like pop kickflips higher. I thought that was a cool thing. And then Phil was like, how can you kickflip so high? And he told me, he's like, you just need to have your feet wider. And he showed me like a photo, and I was like, oh. And then I tried that, and it instantly worked. And it's like, you got to have your feet so wide that you are going to kickflip through the nose of your snow skate, not on the side of it. It needs to go through the nose of the snow skate. Yeah. And like, if you look at like, I guess I'll use myself as an example, but like because I just have so many kickflips everywhere. That's the only trick I can do. But like, if you look in slow-mo, so if that's the snow skate, my foot, it comes up literally on the middle, like barely, it's pretty much middle of the nose. It's like if it flicks and then my foot is still touching kind of through the nose. I feel if you don't do that, on a skateboard you can get away with it, but like on a snow skate, if you have a wider stance and you cover more of the board with your feet and you kick through the nose, it's going to have it go, woo, and then it's going to give you the height. So that's the secret tip. And whenever I tell someone, and it comes from Phil and it works. And whenever I tell someone, they're like, they set up their feet and they're like, nah, that doesn't work. And I'm like, just try it. And like, if you try it, it'll work. But obviously it might feel weird for like the first few tries, because it's just, you know, you're so used to not doing like that. But to me, like there's no way you would kickflip over something if you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And then if you kickflip down a gap and you do it, it looks so sick because it's going to go like flick and then boned out. And then I just like when a flip trick is caught like at least to the level of the gap, but like it's sick if you flip and catch it up and then go down. But like that's hard snow skating. But I feel like Zach said, he's like, it's so hard to snow skate flat ground. And you can, it might be easier to do a trick down a gap, but like if you can't do the trick flat ground, how is it going to look down the gap? You know, I don't know. I feel like I used to not be able to do V heels on flat ground, and I practiced so long, and like now I can like catch them like even on flat ground, you know. But now if I do it on a gap, not that I'm an example, but you know what I mean? Like it just looks, because it flicks and it catches, and then I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we're trying to skip steps. But the kickflip is have your feet really wide, like really wide. And even like look at pro skaters kickflipping down gaps. They're like covering the four bolts. They're not like pointy toe like on the edge. Like no, you know, that's just not how you do it. Like skateboarding, you would at least cover the two first front bolts. You know, that's like a general position. But I feel like people they just have their foot on the edge, and that's just not the right technique. But maybe you got to be more advanced to be able to do that. I don't know. Just wider feet is the secret. Cover your board, wider feet, kick through the nose.
I'm going to have to try that as somebody who I don't think I landed a kickflip all season. I have to go out in this last week and try to get one.
It's a game changer, man. Like whenever the first time he told me that, I remember I was in my basement and I was like, oh, I can pop now. And then over the years, I always try to like pop higher and higher and higher. Yeah. And I don't know, it just kind of does that naturally now. I don't know.
Yeah. Dang, that's a good tip.
Yep.
Germ again, favorite Ambition graphic ever made, which he said was Zach's, but I'm going to ask you this question again, and we're going to exclude Zach's board.
Okay. Well, let's say snow skates that have been released, so not the upcoming lineup.
Yep.
I would have to go with the maple syrup.
Yes.
Phil Moreau's maple syrup board. That's so tight. And I love because it's white, but it also did it have like some wood grain in it? I just like the wood grain, the white. Yep. We all agree like white snow skates look really boss. But
yes, definitely.
That one being maple syrup, it's just cool. Like I'm from Quebec, like maple syrup's a big thing. Phil is my homie. I don't know. That one just stands out to me. Red, it just looks really cool.
Yep. I've actually been skating that board this year.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, dude. I love that graphic, man. It's so cool. All right, let's get into the million Phil Moreau questions.
No.
Tell the story about Chuck driving over your neighbor's trees with a rental truck.
Oh my God.
This is a long story. We don't have to go into it.
No, it's not. I'll make it really short. So Chuck works for Ambition in terms of taking care of all the events. So like the on snow demos. And like he used to be just that kid following around. Now he's like in charge. So like he would be in charge of a team, whatever. So whoever's in charge is driving the rental pickup truck. And, so he came to my house, all the obstacles are in my house. And he loaded up the obstacles. And I guess, I don't know, he was trying to just turn around in my neighbor's driveway. But then like backing up, he just completely tore out like 6 feet of like just trees, like separating, the two driveways. 6 feet long, just tore everything out. So then my neighbor comes over and knocks. And he's like, and I wasn't there. I think it was Josh was there. Josh Oakes was at my house. I wasn't there. So Josh is all confused. The guy is speaking French. And he's like, yeah, Chuck, whatever, you guys destroyed the trees. And Josh is like, Alex is not here. But like the guy is speaking French and he doesn't speak English. So it's like they're super confused. So Josh calls me. He's like, I don't know what happened. This guy came, whatever. So it's just a funny thing. And then I came back, went to see the neighbor, and I was like, I don't even know. Like that guy works for me. I don't know what happened. So I called Chuck and I was like, whenever you come back, go see the neighbor and like just figure it. Like it's not my fault. So then he just talked to the neighbor and he was super cool about it. It's like, oh, whatever. It's fine. I didn't even like those trees. I just like it could have been like a situation. You know how people are with their lawn and like whatever. It could have been really bad. He's like, whatever. And we just threw him away. But like, it was like a big section. It was a good 6 feet long. And I was like, oh no, you're kidding me. So that's the story. Thanks, Chuck, for all your years of working. He was allowed that mistake. It's okay.
I have one more thing to add in terms of driving in and snowskate events. What was the story about the time when you were carrying a box on your car and like...
Oh
yeah, I won't even finish it if you want to like tell it real fast, but I remember that thing.
I mean, there are multiple instances because I used to drive a Yaris, okay, and I had a roof rack, and we would just stack obstacles like a box, a kicker, a rail, and we would just stack them up, and it just looked ridiculous. It's like, oh, we're not going too far, like it'll be fine. And I don't even know what car that probably wasn't the Yaris, but that was like some pretty. I don't even know how nothing ever really happened because that was really sketch. But I think you're referring to that time Phil Moreau was driving my car and I wasn't there. And he strapped, I guess a box or something to the top of the car. And I'm not sure what happened, but the box slipped and like completely destroyed like the back, is it windshield or the back
rear windshield? Yeah.
And then it was like, he called me, but then there's like an insurance thing. But, because we had a box, we figured it out. We got lucky because the insurance shouldn't have covered that. Like, Phil driving my car for like a business purpose. And then, so yeah, he just called me. He's like, yeah, I just exploded the rear windshield. I'm like, what happened, dude? Like,
was it a thing where like, so it's on top of the car, it slides off the back, but then it falls forward and smashes the back, right? That's how it happens. Yes. I remember that.
But I'm surprised we haven't had any more like, because back in the days we would do the sketchiest. I was always like, it never falls. So like, it means people are kind of over exaggerate how like, how well you got to tie or like, but yeah, I think I was just getting really lucky because now I'm more secure with my obstacle transportation. I used to not be very safe.
Oh, I love it. Favorite video outside of Ambition?
Well, Well, that's probably in the rapid fire questions, but I would have to say, I think my favorite video was, I have two, so I'll keep one for the rapid fire.
Okay.
Premiere Dream. The Dream video was just, I was playing that on loop, my friend. I loved it. Every day, play it. I knew every writer. Like, I love all the Premiere videos, but that one, I don't know why. I got it in the mail. I was so excited, and I would show all my friends. And like that one, I could watch on loop still today, you know, because it's inspired so much for me. So Premiere Dream. Yep.
Gotcha. I'm skipping a couple. I'm sorry, Phil. Favorite pro skater or snowboarder that you guys have hooked up with a free board?
John Shanahan.
Okay. That was a quick answer.
Yeah, I mean, because we've hooked him up, but like he's truly he's doing it. He's not just like, can we hook up a board and then we see one clip? It's like John Shanahan has been he loves snow skating. Like he's been doing in really bad conditions like for years now. So it's like it's really sick to have someone of, you know, his status in skating or whatever, like not just fool around with it once, you know. And then also what's his name on Nike? I think like this year he's been super active.
Karsten
Kleppen? Karsten Kleppen, like obviously also enjoying it. So that's sick when you see someone like not just doing it for like one time, like you're like, this guy keeps going out, you know. So
yeah,
both those guys, but John just over the years, you know, such a sick style. So
yeah, Shanahan's the sickest.
Yeah.
Longest time it took to film a trick?
Well, you know, if you don't count when you have to go back, because sometimes you have to go back multiple times. I remember trying to film Alan do the Red Ledge in Quebec. The ender for the Sava video, the big hubba. And I remember that took a long time. Like it was dark when we left. I don't know how long it was, but maybe I was just so cold. Like I don't recall ever being that cold. Like I could barely walk after that. So maybe it wasn't even that long, but it kind of sticks out to me as like one session that I couldn't wait to be home.
Yeah.
Because I could hardly walk. I'm not kidding. Like I was really cold.
Shortest time it took to film a trick?
Oh, go ahead.
Shortest time?
And I'll add a qualifier, like a good trick that happened really quick.
Right. Okay, Jensen doing that front board handrail to front board ledge on first trick in Encore.
Yeah.
You know, that trick, it just worked. I don't know. I don't think, like, if we tried, maybe it would have taken a long time to redo it. It just worked so, like, he just got on the rail progressively and just did it. And then we're like, we couldn't believe how it wasn't easy by any means, you know.
That's a sick
snow
trick.
Snow skating has so many factors. It's like, we were saying that with Phil Moreau the other day. It's like, however easy a trick is going to be hard, you know? So might as well just do the hard trick right away. Because if you're like, I'm going to do this easy trick first, it's like, nothing is easy. But so that trick was hard, but it just worked. It clicked and it's like, cool, we're out and we're super hyped. And that's probably my favorite clip that year, you know, one of my favorite clips from that video.
Yeah, it's a cool trick.
Yeah.
Zach, what were you going to say on the Red Ledge?
I was going to add, not particularly the Red Ledge, but the question from Jeremy who said who on the team takes the longest to land their tricks, which goes along with the longest you ever filmed, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Who takes the longest?
We all do.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's always long. Everyone's like, I have this trick. It's only going to take 20 minutes. It's like, if I leave my house, I know I won't be back at least 3 hours. I won't be back. I just know. It's like it's going to be 3 or 4 hours to get one clip.
And it's funny, as snow skaters, we think it's going to take 20 minutes, and I still say dumb stuff like that. I'm like, oh, it'll be super quick, and of course it's never that quick. Yeah. But you genuinely believe it when you're leaving the house and all hyped up, you know?
Well, you know what? I know it's not true, so it's fine. As long as the filmer is aware, it's a lie.
Yeah.
The skater, it's fine. But longest, I don't know. Like, I kind of want to say, it's like offending a little bit. I don't know. I kind of want to say Phil Moreau kind of takes a while. More like So here's, not every time, but here's the situation. Usually with Phil, we'll get to spot and like, I don't even have the camera out and he lands the trick. And then it's like, okay, then it should be easy, you know? And then we try to redo it, can't do it. Or like a long time after lands like a sketchy one, and like, but that hasn't happened. Like this year, he's just been killing it. So I'm, you know, fingers crossed it keeps going like that. But yeah, I think Phil, and he would also say like he just lands right away, and I'm like, wait for me to be ready, and then he can't do it again. So yeah, but I would say maybe when we were younger, like the early days, like I would film Charlo forever, try tricks, you know, and that was just how we did it. We just go out and like try, like when we, you know, way before, like maybe really early Ambition days, it's like we go out and film for a long time. Like get a flip trick down a stair set is so hard. So like 200 something tries later, it's like, yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I can relate.
Yeah, it's just what it is with snow skating. You can't, and like, you know, as I film so much of it, I just know like you can tell when someone's trying, you can tell whether they're going to land it or not, but then it's just a matter of time. And like, if you're patient, it'll work. But like, sometimes you just know you're filming and you know it's not going to happen. And it's like, you don't want to say it because you can't be like, you're not going to, you know, you got to, you know, believe in people. But like, honestly, I always know if it's going to work out or not. Like, I rarely someone's going to land what I think is not going down. And usually, even when the rider's like, I don't think I can do it, it's like, you got it. It's like, when you're filming, you can tell, you know if it's going to work out. So
that's interesting.
Experience.
I feel the same way. I can definitely tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Phil again. Worst injury filming.
I think that's a good question.
Dude, actually, have you ever got? Well, you know what? Well, that time it almost was really bad, but I was fine. But I remember, I don't even know if the guys that were there noticed, but we were at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal, and there's like, you might have seen it like the dime challenges, but there's a big steep cement bank where they do flip tricks into it, whatever. And it's super slippery. And I guess at the bottom, you know, at a certain point, there's like a bench. And I fell and I slipped down the whole bank. But then at the bottom, like it was snow, I couldn't tell there was like a bench. And my foot got stuck in between the bench and like whatever, the wall. And like I could have like broken my leg. Like it was, I got really lucky. And I was like, I didn't get hurt, but man, it could have been extremely bad.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten hurt filming snow skating. Just really, really, really cold.
Would you rather do one kickflip barefoot with extreme grip or 50 kickflips in a row with big boots?
Oh, 50 kickflips with big boots. I don't really mind the boots. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably take that out.
Oh, 50 in a row, like I can't miss one?
Oh, that's an interesting predicament if that's the case.
I used to go out and like do that for hours, like just go like at night and just do kickflips and do like, I don't know, 60, like do so many in a row and try and do as much. I remember Phil Smaggi coming to my house in 2010 and trying to beat the record. Like, I think it was like 58 at that time. I don't know. It's just funny, but I would just do kickflips for hours and hours and hours. But in big boots, I don't know. And at 32 years old, I don't know either. But I don't mind boots that much. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Who's the biggest snow skate geek? You, Zach, or someone else?
We're pretty close, I think.
You would have more knowledge of the early days of snow skating than I ever would.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get into it till like 05, 06, somewhere in there.
I think clearly it has to be me or Zach, but I think we'll have to agree on a tie. But clearly no one else is I don't know. I think my personal opinion is me and Zach, we are the historians.
Yeah, it's true. You guys are in your own.
Zach is the official historian, but every time I watch the podcast, I'm like, no, that's not what happened. And I'm like, I want to interject, but I can't.
Oh, I love it. The worst guest you hosted at your house and why?
The worst guest? Come on, guys. Who's
This is
asking
Phil.
that?
You have
That's
Phil to
Phil.
blame
Even-
for this.
I was
These are all
thinking-
Phil questions.
I was gonna say, even if you don't say a name, you could even maybe tell an experience, and maybe that'd be a little more vague without calling someone out.
Yeah,
directly, but
we gotta skip that one, boys.
That's fair.
I just
That's
can't
fair.
do that.
it's
I
me.
can't.
That's
They will
fair.
know. No. Yeah, it's Zach. It's Zach.
Damn it.
All right. Pizza Polly, not a question, but he's the man, referring to you, and super hyped on Zach going pro. Then he said
Thanks,
Joe, and I
man.
don't know what that means.
That's an inside joke from when they were
I
up
don't
here
know.
filming like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
not even worth explaining though.
Yeah, I'm super hyped on him, man. Like he didn't even
Yeah,
get
he
his
killed
board this year, and
Dude, wait till you
his
see
board never came.
the trick he got like a couple weeks ago when we were down in Detroit. We went to this rail that I wanted to go to because I wanted to do a trick on it, and I did, and I'm hyped. And
Yeah.
then he came through and did a better one. So
Obviously, the potential is
He's so good.
It's there, and like when we did the flow team, when we kind of relaunched the flow team last year, he was one of the guys where you're like, he's on the flow team, but like he can get clips, like if he's surrounded with the right, people and all that. So yeah, we're super excited to see, and like being that, Zach and Dave, you guys already know him, and I mean, no pressure, but
yeah,
I
I'm
want to see
stoked.
those clips.
I'm stoked for you guys to meet him, and if we got him
Yeah.
out on a team trip, he would be very productive, and he would just
Yeah.
mesh well with the team. He's an awesome dude.
Sick.
Nice.
Sick. Jensen, no question so far, just stoked. Thank you, Jensen. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Brewmaster Visual Decay, who I believe is Max BT.
Uh-oh.
Talk about WSSF. I have no idea what this means.
Yeah. Do you know what that is, Zach?
No, but are you allowed to say Max's name? Maybe that's his alias.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
know.
I just doxed.
Well, maybe now. Maybe
I don't know though.
Maybe I am the historian because I do know. And Zach doesn't. I'm
I'm
kidding.
in second place.
The WSSF is the first snowskate event in the province of Quebec. It's the Winter Snowskate Fest.
Okay.
It was held in, I want to say, 2004. And
Wow.
so I organized that. I was like, let's make a snowskate event and get everyone from Quebec to come out. And so it was like at Orford. It was a snowboard resort, ski resort. And I brought all my obstacles, and we made a cool park at the bottom. And like Max came out, and like Emil came out, Robbie, and like just everyone came out. And that's the first time like I met Rico, and like it was just a really, really fun event. And I think for everyone, like at that point, it's like then we realized, oh, the Quebecers crew, like these guys are way better. Like they're really good. Crowcroft was there. Richie Bowen was there too from Milan. A lot of people showed up because there wasn't many snow skating events. And like Premier was hooking us up with snow skates, and it's just a really fun vibe. And yeah, I remember like Max BT arrived one day earlier. He was staying at my house, I guess. And just the first day we installed the setup, and it was already like, okay, this guy is like dominant, and he's really good. And he's like, wait till you see Emil. We're like, no, you're the best. He's like, wait till you see Emil. And then Emil came the next day. We're like, couldn't believe it. But you know what? I rewatched the video the other day, and it was just funny because no one landed anything. Like the way you remember it was so epic. But then I rewatched it, it's like everyone's just falling. It's like everything that counted as a land would not be a land today. Not hating on anyone, but it's just kind of funny.
Though.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know why it seemed like it was okay back then. And I was like, what? He didn't even land. Like, why is that counting? I don't know. It's funny to rewatch.
Can we find it online, or do you have it privately?
I'll try and find it. Like it wasn't like this year that I rewatched it, but I think I could find it.
I'd love to see it.
It was epic, but it's just like my first experience, and probably Max's first experience of a snow skate event, and it was just hectic. Like Emil just long hair and like doing like bonelesses, and I don't know. It was cool. We set up this small handrail, which was probably like 4 inches high. Like it's kind of ridiculous. And I was like, I don't know if someone's gonna be able to do it. And like they were like nollying into it and like 5-0, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like I just never like expected people to be, when you see it in person, it's like, wow, these guys are like way better than I am, you know? So it was just cool. We had a good time.
I mean, that's a good crew. I'm a huge fan of all those guys.
Yeah, Rico.
Ew.
Yeah, it was just the first like snow skate like meeting for me, you know, with other people. I don't even know why I organized that. I guess that's just who I am. Like I always want to like organize stuff and do projects. I was like, let's make a snow skate. It makes no sense why I would do that, but I was just hyped and I did it. So I'm glad. I think I was trying to get like money. I was trying to get like money to make shirts or no, I sold some shirts. The first Ambition Snowskate apparel before it was Snowskates. I made shirts and I used that money to make the event. That was like the objective. I don't know.
Blais, I think you're in this for all the wrong reasons, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's been revealed.
It's all about the money, you know. Since 2004.
All right.
Blais exposed.
Yeah, snow skating is so lucrative. It's insane.
All right, Garden Warrior. If you could only film one or the other, what would you choose? Snow skating or skateboarding?
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it in this podcast. I honestly, it's more fun to film skateboarding. I don't think
it's
warmer. It's warm.
Generally easier.
I have a lot of fun filming skateboarding. It's just nice to chill with the friends outside. But you know, snow skating is so much more rewarding because I feel like what we're doing just reaches such a wider audience. So like, but if I had the same impact in skateboarding, like for sure, I would rather, like, I think anyone would answer the same.
Totally.
So I'm guilty. Yeah. It's more fun, like skateboarding outside in the sun. I wouldn't say that I enjoy skateboarding as an activity more than snow skating, but filming snow skating, there's a reason we've never had a filmer last more than like 1 year. No, Nick laughs at that, I guess, too, or whatever, but it's very demanding. Like I do it and I love it because I love filming and I love snow skating, and it's like obviously it's my company, so it's like I'm gonna do it. But if I hire someone, like Havy's been doing a great job going. I mean, and even the homie Red is like killing it. You know,
dude, he puts in work.
And like, yeah, so rare individuals that can really withstand the cold, and because snow skating isn't consistent too. Like if you film skating, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this rail. It's like, they're going to get a good run up, and like snow skating is going to take more time. There's just more factors and shoveling, and I love it. But like filming skating is just so chill. It's more fun overall. But I do like the impact of like filming, filming with Dave and getting that part last year. It's like you feel like you're accomplishing so much. So it's a different type of battle.
Yeah, for sure. Oli pectorals, I'm butchering that. What kind of grip setup do you use? We'll go into that in the rapid fire questions.
Sure.
Phil slid in for another round of questions. How come Gucci Dan is so Gucci? It's a good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. I don't have anything.
It's probably
good as fuck.
He's really good.
He's probably Gucci since he's been riding the full size board.
Dude, he loves
Something just clicked.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
He's always been so good, but like this year, Dan has been really Gucci. And that board, I don't know, there's something there.
Like he said, he'll never downsize again. He loves the big board, and it's definitely attributed to the Gucci-ness. It's been there.
I can't ride the big board. I don't know how you guys do it. The big board is like if I flip it, it flips so slow. I don't know. Can't do it. Maybe
I get what you mean. But Dan's about tray flips it like it's the normal one. I don't know.
Yeah, he's kick flipping like a boss. Gucci. I like it.
You need some like knockoff Gucci shoes to like film snow skating in. That'd be so sick.
For the record, Dan's not like a very tall. Like he's probably like 5'7", maybe. He's not like a huge dude. You know,
I'm way taller than he is, and I don't ride the big board. I get that question like, which board should I get? It's like sometimes it's like, man, you have to try it. Like I don't know which board you want. Here's a general guideline, but it won't be like your shoe size is, it doesn't matter, like whatever your shoe size is. Like generally, maybe if you want to do flip tricks, a smaller board, but then again, like all the, Josh did all these tech tricks in Sava with the big board, like flipping to rails and stuff. So doesn't really matter, or like it's a preference thing. I don't know. There's general guidelines, but then it's just you have to buy one. And honestly, like all the boards we make, even if it's like, yeah, it's a bit bigger, but it's like you can flip any board. Or they all work for, you can make it work. You won't be like bummed on any of them. Like you'll like every single one of them. But with time, I don't know. Just try them out. Buy the whole lineup.
Yeah. Blais sales pitch for the 2021 season.
Just try them out. Buy the whole.
Phil again. Did anyone ever land a backflip on a single deck?
Backflip? No.
Yeah,
We've seen attempts at the front flip, but no one's landed the front flip. Alan tried front flip off of like a roof thing where you kind of roll off.
Okay.
He came really close, and then Josh Segui, I'm not sure if he did it or he wanted to do it. I think he had this idea, and he's like always like, Blais, we got to do this. He wanted to like screw a doorknob on his snowskate so he could grab it. And I was like, he was like super excited about it. I was like, I don't know, dude. He's like, we got to do that. And then multiple times, he's like, we got to screw a doorknob. And I was like, so weird. So no one's ever done it. And then someone this year too, my homie was like, I'm going to do a backflip, like the first one. And I'm like, it's really hard because like on Videx, you can it's still hard, but people have done it because you can pre-grab, but like on a snow skate, how are you going to, you're just going to lose the board. It's just weird. Front flip, I feel, is more realistic, maybe going down some. I don't know. Why would you want to do that anyway?
If I could grab the board, I bet I could do a backflip. I can't grab the board first, so I need the fucking doorknob apparently.
If I get a backflip and a DM, you will not get sponsored because you did a backflip. But you will get a free board, a free snow skate to whoever lands a proper backflip.
Fair.
But it won't get you on the team though.
All right, let's drop for a Zoom break.
All right, we are back. One last, not even really a question. One item from Robot Pants. No question, just so glad he did what he did starting Ambition. Needed to happen. So props to you, Blais.
Thanks, Nick. You guys know who Robot Pants is?
Nick Aarons?
Yeah, he's the first AM snow skater ever.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was the first ever AM on Premiere.
Didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah. The historian has spoken again.
Blais is the historian.
I am now second place officially.
I don't think you know this, Blais, but he was my neighbor in Minnesota.
What?
Yeah, he lived 2 houses up from me.
Now Andrew's the official.
I am not. I do not know as much as you guys do.
Just because you live next to him.
That's so tight that he would like still be watching and like commenting. That's
really cool.
That's really cool to get a message from him like that.
Yeah.
And then Andrew, you got a couple questions?
Yeah, I got one DM to me from Jake Rakovich. Talking about NBDs earlier. Back 360 kickflip, aka Blizzard flip.
It's been done.
Yes, I was gonna say Zach knows.
Technically, it's been done.
You remember his last name?
Darius Lam.
Darius, yeah.
Oh, Darius did it?
Darius.
No way.
Off a picnic table.
Yeah, so when you have that setup where you just drop in, I think Neil Berg would do that too.
Yeah, Neil did, yeah.
If you have a really short run up and you just drop in, I guess you're kind of initiating that spin. It's so hard to go straight and then initiate the spin.
Oh yeah.
But if it's like a really short run up, you can already like kind of troll your body. So your board stays straight, but you're already kind of spinning. So he did the back tree flip. I remember that, and he did land that. It's the first and only one that's been done. I was trying. I think I've done one like just on carpet, but it doesn't count, because it's way easier. But like on snow moving, like that's really.
And I don't want to badmouth the dude, but obviously it wasn't like the prettiest from what I recall. It was so long ago now. I wish I actually could rewatch it because it's still pretty impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's insane. I wish I could just re-see it, but he did technically do one. That's for sure.
That guy was so good, man. He would. All the tricks, the edits and stuff he would post, it always really, really good. He was skating that flat bar. Remember, in really technical tricks.
Oh, yeah.
He killed it, yeah.
He did big spin front board, kickflip fakie. Do you remember that?
That's wild.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like he didn't get a lot of recognition because he was filming with like kind of a chintzy camera on a tripod. It was like, these are really impressive tricks, but not on real spots. And the filming's always like, which I think we skimmed over this question, but it kind of leads into it as well as we didn't ask you this, Blais, but what do you look for when someone sends you a sponsor me tape?
Ah, yes.
Right. Well, when we created the Flow team again, or relaunched the Flow team last year, that was the question. I was like, what are we looking for? And I think now it's pretty obvious. And in a way, it's like we're looking for different things where someone could have, I'll give an example. So like for the Flow team, with the way social media is going and all that, we kind of want individuals that are going to be able to like, obviously like skill is common grounds for anyone trying to be on a team, but someone could have skill but not be able to produce any content on their own. And for the Flow team, it's like, let's have all these dudes that are out there ripping. And I think it was pretty obvious who was going to be on it anyway, because they're already doing it and we're already reposting them. So it's like, we wanted people that are able and understand what is kind of trendy, or like if they're going to make an Instagram edit, it's like they kind of get it, they get what people are going to be engaged and whatever. So that's a big thing now, is like who is able to go out there and film some social media content that we can just repost. And, it was more like, let's just help out these guys, like with the Flow team, just help out, give them a board, and support them, because we kind of realized over the years, like our team, like Zach's been on the team for 12 years, it's like, there's a reason why Zach is so good at snow skating now. It's because he's been through that whole process and on team trips and all that. So it's hard for someone. It's like no one's going to be like all of a sudden just like really good if they haven't been through. So we want to like kind of start that process with people that have potential. So for the Flow team, there's obviously the skill, but then the potential, you see, okay, I think that guy could potentially film clips if he comes on a trip with us. But it doesn't even have to be like that. If someone is like really creative and has good content we can just use for Instagram, that is just as valuable, So, it really depends. And I think we can kind of see that in individuals. But beyond that, like whether it be for filming for a video part that's going to fit within like our major or bigger media project, or if it's just Instagram content, it's not like about doing a specific trick. It's like if you do a backflip, like it doesn't matter. Like if you do a hand, it's not a specific trick, because people always ask like, which trick do I got to do? Or like they DM me like, what trick do you want me to do? And it's like, what trick do you want to do? I don't care what trick you do. Like, it's like, should I, like I had this kid, he's like, should I do this handrail or this handrail? I'm like, why don't you just do both? I don't know. Like, but I think, all in all, it's just someone that makes snow skating look good, because it's so hard snow skating is so hard. And like, even if you land the craziest trick, like if you're not riding away or like, we're selling a product in the end. So it's got to look like fun and like functional. If you're just heel dragging and like, I don't know. So it's not, and maybe that's just me being influenced by skating, or that maybe that's just my own preference, but I always feel like, and that's why we redo tricks so much. And I guess kids don't realize how many times you have to do a trick before it looks the right way. But someone that can just make it look fun or functional. Like you go fast, you land, you ride away. It's like, it's clean. Anthony Sell, like he looks really cool. Like when doing tricks, he rides away, does like a heel flip after. Like, it looks like, wow, like this looks really fun. And, the snow skates work, because with snow skating, when we started the company, it's like we were kind of having to redefine a whole, like everyone hated snow skating. It was this lame thing you would do in your backyard, and like, people not riding, like the boards weren't helping. But I feel like with Ambition, like really quick, it was like, let's make this look the way we know it can look. So I think now the boards are helping with that. Like we don't really ever think about, oh, my ride away wasn't long enough. It's like, it's always long enough. I don't know. It's not as much as an issue, but just someone that can, be independent in creating content, and then also just look good, make snow skating look fun, and the boards look like they ride great, not just like they do a trick and they stop. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So it's beyond like the actual like technicality of the tricks, or I don't really care if you don't do rails. You can do whatever you want.
In terms of what trick to send you also from Jake was full cab flip.
Yeah, full cab flip, NBD. I've never seen that.
That definitely hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
So hard.
I mean, Eric's done full cabs. They're pretty rare. I think Josh might have done one, like just on flat. I remember Josh doing half cab board 270 on a rail, which is,
Wow.
similar type of motion. But full cab flip, I mean, only Eric, you're our only hope.
That'd be so hard. I got to learn kickflips first.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I can't even kickflip.
I mean, you can, but
relearn kickflips with Blais Pro trick tip, apparently.
I could. Well, you wouldn't do that on a full cab flip.
Yeah, no, I'd have to have my foot on the edge and just flick it a little bit. But
I think maybe if you did like some kind of like 270-ish, like into a hill or something, that
actually could work. If it was like almost a drop into a bank sort of thing, and you could do 270 and get away with it, that would be cool.
My money would be on
perfect spot.
My money would be on Jeremy or Josh for that one. They both,
right.
They're the fakey guys, and then Eric, you're in there too in the running, but you got to learn kickflip. So
true.
Sure, I could see. I bet Josh could do it just because.
Yeah,
he really wants to do something.
Jeremy's super good at that trick on a skateboard, so that's what makes me think of him.
And he's good at faking on a snow skate.
He is, yeah.
He is. God, I'd love to see it.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah.
$100, whoever lands.
Oh, he's putting money on tricks again.
It needs to be, I started doing that, I guess. I was listening to the podcast, like, I need to do it again. It got people hyped. $100, whoever does a full cab flip, but clean. It needs to be clean.
Blais going to be Venmoing Snowskate Source listeners.
Whoever does a good full cab flip, it needs to be like full 360 clean. I will send $100.
Yes.
Wow.
I think my money is safe though.
Yeah, it probably is. I'd love to see it though.
Does that offer expire? 10 years later?
Yeah, I'll give it in 10 years. I don't care.
Yes. It'll happen someday.
First
I know what I'm working for next
one.
winter.
Do a good one. I'm pretty picky, so maybe a good one for you is not a good one for me.
I didn't get any clips this year, Blais, but I got this one thing I worked for 5 years.
Because you wanted the $100.
I wanted $100. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the not so rapid fire question list. Let's hammer these out, Blais. Snowskate setup: board, grip, shoes. Anything else you use?
Yeah. I use all those things. Oaks model, well, AS3 is my shape because it's more rounded. And I feel like it releases better on kickflips. So that's why I use it, because I kick through the nose, like I was saying, that tip, the secret tip. And I feel like the squarer tail kind of like, it's like a, it's a bit more like a shovel kind of thing. You kind of get stuck more. So I feel like that shape, the rounder one, it kind of releases better on kickflips. So that's why I like it. And also, like, I've just been, it resembles all the snow skates we've made, since 2007. So, like, for me, I've always snow skated that kind of shape. So I guess that's why. I can kickflip the other ones, but those ones that shape, it just feels a bit, like, for a few years, I was like, what's wrong with my kickflips? Like, I can only do them if I pop, like, really high because it's so much grip. And then I use that shape. It's like, oh, it's just, that shape is better for kickflips, in my opinion. And then that's the Oaks model, but I could use the Manson because it's just a bit wider, but I just use 8.5 because I don't like to change. For grip, I use regular extreme grip and I use strips of it. I don't like to have too much grip. And that's probably just because I've been snow skating so long. I used to not even have grip. So it's like, I've just been used to learning the flick through. Like, if I'm going to do a kickflip, I'm going to aggressively like flick through my board. It's like if I have too much grip, it just shoots out in front of me. And that is the worst feeling in the world.
Yep.
So I just use extreme grip, not Tundra, just extreme. And I like to have strips. That Jensen taught me that if you just have strips and then kind of space them, your board is lighter and it grips just as much. If not, it feels like it grips more, but probably just because the board is lighter, like it always better. So that's what I like to do. And then for shoes, I would usually, if it's not grippy, like warmer day, I'll use like Vans, just like skate shoes. I do not like MTEs. I do not endorse MTEs, although everyone else does. But I'm the weird one. I don't like too much grip. So for me, the MTEs are a no-go. So just regular Vans, I feel are very grippy. And if it's like a prime, like really good conditions, I'll use like Nikes have more like a, not those holes in the bottom. So I that's like my perfect combo. Like just use Nike shoes with good conditions. And then last but not least, you need underpants. You need those underpants. If you're going to be snow skating and wearing jeans and stuff, that's not going to be fun. You need underpants.
So you're talking like long johns, like that base
long
layer?
johns, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
That's the word.
Okay.
You need long johns. If you don't have long johns, I won't snow skate without long johns.
Really?
I'm the
like in
opposite.
any temperatures?
I stopped
any
using them.
temperature. I may be wearing them still right now. Who knows? I love long johns. Gloves. If I don't have gloves, I will not snow skate.
Yep.
I hate picking up my board without gloves. I need gloves.
Yep.
Jamie Cybulski.
That's my setup.
Okay. Zach, you
But
said
I'm
you will not
old.
wear long johns?
I quit using them, Blais. They're restricting my sick pop.
Ah, come on, man.
No, get a different pair, man.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Everyone should. I'm at the point in my life where I go to one spot per day. I'm in, and I'm trying to get out of there, so I quit using them.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just need to bring like 5 changes of clothes in a backpack like I do to every session.
Dude.
Like pack way more than you need and swap out socks and shoes every like 2 hours. And
I do
it
that
makes your
too.
snow
Me
skating so
too.
much better.
I bring 2 pairs of shoes, socks, and stuff, different shirts.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes, but that's why mainly I just try to hit one spot nowadays and call it. Maybe go back later.
Bring way more stuff than you think. Like I have a little bag with like 8 pairs of socks. It's like bring way more because every time you're cold and wet, you just switch and then it's good.
Yep.
And like whenever I have new homies coming along, they're always like, they don't know, and it makes it miserable for them. But if you have, especially if you go, like, cause I go like for a full day, like we leave in the morning, come back at night, like just bring way too much stuff. Yep. And if you're 30 plus, you bring boots, and you just wear boots. And then when you're ready to ride, you put your shoes on, but then you put boots back on.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to be 30 plus to.
They don't want
that
to.
That's something I learned way too late, and I always bring boots now.
Yep.
So that was not a rapid fire answer, but
that's all right.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say.
I had a realization like a week ago when I was packing to go out snow skating. Like I asked myself, should I bring these extra socks? And I was like, if I'm even asking myself that question, I just need I just need to bring them,
Yeah.
That's the key. Got to stay warm. Got to stay dry.
I just keep them in my camera bag. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have like 3 pairs of socks in my camera bag, and then I bring another backpack with all my clothes too. It's a way to do it. Yep. Favorite snow skater?
This is really hard because like obviously all my favorite snow skaters are on our team, but then how am I supposed to pick a team rider? It will break some hearts. So you know what I'm gonna do?
Say it. I feel like I know who you would maybe say, but
I don't know. I don't like that. It's like asking a parent which kid is his favorite kid. You can't say. I will make this question. Who is my favorite upcoming snow skater?
Okay.
Boom. And even then, I was thinking about it, and my answer is kind of disappointing because there's 3 of them. But it's said Raph and Morgan, the kids I've been filming with in Quebec.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun, and like right now, these kids are like really good, like right away, and we have good footage, and yeah, I think people are gonna be hyped. So I made the question a little bit different. Sorry, guys.
Can I ask you this though? Maybe we can alter the question and say like, who would you watch on the team that would maybe get you hyped, or you always look forward to their footage, maybe just because of their style? Maybe, it's not like them as a person. Like, this is my favorite snow skater, but someone that you kind of gravitate towards would be like, this guy hypes me up. This guy is great to watch. No, still shaking your head.
Honestly, like, I think the first question I had an answer more than the tweak version because like I'm so hyped on everyone. Like I'm so hyped to watch everyone's footage. Like whenever someone's sending a folder, like I'm just as excited whoever is sending in. Like I love snow skating clips. Like so there's no one that I'm like more excited to see what they did, honestly. Because everyone rips, man. It's like whoever's on the team, I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know. There's honestly there wouldn't be an answer.
I thought you had a soft spot for Josh, by the way. That's what I thought you were going to say. I mean, he can do it all. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And like everybody answered.
Pretty good.
In his style.
Yeah, a lot of people answered Josh, yeah.
But like, I was considering I could say Josh, but then I could say Dave, and then I could say Zach. I don't know. There's everyone just rips. And I feel also everyone kind of has their moment where like 1 year is like one person kind of stands out, but then the next year someone else kind of, I don't know. It just keeps changing, and yeah, I can't say honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Mr. Blais.
I can say who I don't like on the team. I'm kidding.
All right. What skater or snow skater had the biggest influence on how you skate?
Okay, I have two, but real quick, Max BT I think is number one because when I was younger, he was also from Quebec, and he had that like really big ollies, like clean, simple tricks. He was always about like really landing, like really proper. And I think that kind of influenced me. I remember I was like ollieing down a gap, but then I saw him ollie down the gap and he was like popping super high and I was barely just dropping. I was like, oh, like there's a big difference between ollieing a gap and then what he's doing and what I'm doing. So I've always been kind of more into like a simple, like I was saying, a simple trick. So Max BT kind of opened that idea for me. And then skating is the same. That's what I like to watch. But yeah, it kind of influenced me in like, you can do a kickflip, but you can do like a really cool kickflip. So I don't know. He always had the cool looking tricks. And then I also would say Phil Smodgy, just because like the level that he was at, right, when we were younger, it was just beyond, like, I couldn't believe it. And like, quick story about Phil is when, he wasn't on Premiere, and it made no sense that he wasn't. And I emailed Premiere, as I would always do every week, once a week. I was like, Andy, man, you got to put Phil Smodgy on the team. You guys are blowing it. And they put him on the team right there. So I got Phil Smodgy on the Premiere team. I like to think.
That's amazing.
They put him on the team because I was like, it makes he's better than everyone. Like, what are you guys doing? And then they put him on the team. But Phil really influenced me just because he was so good and because he told me how to do a proper kickflip. So that's probably the biggest influence anyone could have done for me in snow skating.
Yeah, because we think of you as the guy with the best kickflips now. So yeah, that truly was a pretty big influence.
Well, I don't know about that, but he did. Yeah, he told me how to do it, and it makes sense, and no one wants to try. I don't know why. It's been years that I tell everyone, but you're lost, boys. You're lost.
Most talented snow skater on earth.
Yeah, I have to say Josh, because he can do big rails, he can do press tricks, he can do fakie, he can do everything,
Yeah.
And like I think there's even stuff he can do that he doesn't know he can. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you'll film someone, you're like, he's trying something, like maybe he can pull it, like he's kind of pushing. Josh is like, oh, he's gonna do it. Like you can just tell. Like, I think he's working for his tricks. Not saying it's like easy, but like I don't know. It seems easier for him than for others.
Definitely. No doubt about that.
He can do anything. It's just all around. Like, he's an all-around ripper,
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees. Or
yeah, hard to disagree with that.
Can't agree that he's like an all-around rider,
Yeah. Favorite video / favorite video part? So,
yeah, earlier I said Premier Dream, but then I have a second one. It's Tabarnak by the Evo team, but which is Quebecers, really, the Quebecers crew. That video, I think I had clips in it too, so maybe there's something about it. No, I mean, I was just so hyped about it because I remember we were on MSN Messenger and he was transferring the video, but like back in the days, it took a long time. It took all night and I didn't go to bed. I was just waiting, downloading that video. And when I watched it, I was like blown away. That video I remember was like, I don't even want to watch it now. I want to remember the way it was. But
it's out there.
Sometimes when you rewatch it, you're like, I don't know. But yeah, at that time, it just got me super excited, and I had a few clips in it, and the music choice. Yeah, I don't know. Favorite video, I would have to say that one with the Dream Premiere Dream video.
Your favorite trick to do? Is it a kickflip?
I was gonna say, can you guys guess?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty obvious. It's kickflip, but I have a new. I don't know. I might have changed. I have a tie, and can you guys guess what the tie is? What's the second trick?
Varial heel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think V heels.
V heel, yeah.
For some reason, like I really worked hard to learn them at first because I was trying to do on flat, and like it took so much effort for some reason.
Yeah.
And as much as I kept doing it, at some point it was like, now I feel like it's kind of my favorite because there's no effort. It's so easy to have it flip super fast. I don't know. I kind of figured it out in that way. So kick flips, like, they're really fun, but V heels sometimes it just feels like it's not. It might be easier, you know.
Do you have a
kicker
tip?
Or even a gap? I don't know. Like I have a tip. I have the tip.
Yeah. What's your V heel tip?
Every single trick, man. Every single trick, I have the tip, and then when I think about the tip, I'm gonna land it. I don't know why it's just in my head, probably, but like I know like that one little thing. It's like if I think about that, it'll work. But V heels. And I'm not speaking like landing every try on a gap, but like on flat ground, I just know like the little things. But V heel, okay, so hear me out. When you do a front shove, I love doing front shoves, by the way, but it's really different. If you do a front shove, I'm goofy, so I'll push like forward like that to get the front shove, okay? But V heel, you don't shove like that. You want to shove towards your front foot. So it kind of goes underneath you know?
To make it more vertical, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think about it because vertical, it would be more like you pop it like that, but it's actually like that.
Sure.
So front shove, you would shove here, but V heel, when I figured that out, it changed everything.
Interesting.
All your energy goes like just all forward. It's a different motion. It's hard to explain. Maybe not completely forward, but think about it like really going, you want to shoot your board towards your landing, kind of. And that makes the board flip like way faster.
Interesting. Because that's a trick that gets behind you if you don't really do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've struggled with that trick for so long, and even till this day, it just goes. I have to jump back to it, and that's not correct. Like I watched Danny push it out in front of him, and I'm like, how?
If you do front shove like that a lot, you can land it, but you will never do it on flat ground. It will be too slow. But if it's kind of like a scoop, I don't know, it's weird, but if you think about it, push it forward, it just pushes it so much harder and it kind of flips like really, really fast. I don't know, but it like for a while I had to put a lot of energy when I was doing that. I figured that out, but then I had to like push hard, and then now I don't know why I don't have to. I just don't need to put more. Like when you're a kid and you learn to tray flip on a skateboard, you're like using so much energy. And then you don't have, once you get the trick, you don't have to. But yeah, push forward. So V heels, I think on a gap, they're almost like more fun because you can flip them and you just see it. And it's like, I feel like it always flips right. I don't know. It's like it's not scary to try because it's always flips. Like a kick flip is going to flip good, but sometimes it's like stuck in your feet and you're like, I hate that feeling. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. V heels.
Go back and what's up, Zach?
I was saying, what did you just write down? You like pulled out your pencil. You put like push forward.
No.
So you pick up your and write.
No, I was making a note that I might have to overlay some of your 480 frames per second slow motion flat ground skating.
That's not a good one though. I can send you better ones, but whatever.
Okay, please do.
We'll leave it to the fans to uncover the footage.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
But if you have any tricks, I know the secret to all the tricks.
I'll be hitting you up. I will be hitting you up.
How you responded on the forum because someone was asking about tray flips and I was like, he knows that there's like a tip and I was like, listen to Eric. He knows how to tray flip.
I can't necessarily do them, but I know the secret.
You just did one that was like pretty fucking nice off that kicker the other day.
Oh, thank you. That was a struggle. Andrew, you saw everyone before that, and they were not close until that one.
Yeah, we were all trying, and like it was just like we were some other stuff going on that day with the slush and the.
Oh, it was so slow.
Oh, it was a struggle.
Think about it, like pretty much. Like I have like kids sending me tray flips in DMs, but like, it just flips and they down a gap or whatever and they land on it. Like kind of like I feel like tray flips on a snow skate, they're kind of hard to make them look good because they just fall down the gap. But like if you log into the forum, ambitionsnowskates.com, create an account, the secret is there. And then if you can tray flip on a flat ground, then your flip tricks will be cool on a gap. But
then you got it everywhere.
Not many people can tray flip on flat, but a lot of people, even kids, can tray flip down like a kicker or whatever. But I feel like if you learn it to do it that way, you'll do it nicely.
First time I met Dave, that's what he was working on. We were in Powderhorn, and he was just he wasn't even talking to anyone. I saw him off in the distance, just trying flat ground trays. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to get.
Yeah. It's not easy.
I've done under 5.
If you practice it, oh really? I used to go out at night and just do that at the park, just on flat ground, and maybe the first time I landed a few, you done 2 in 2 hours, but then a few days later, if you keep doing that, you can do it really easily. It's just practice. We don't skate like skateboarding. You would do it flat ground so many times without thinking. Snow skating, you just don't. We don't do flat ground as much, and no one really does it. But we've done it a lot. Like in Sherbrooke, for some reason, with Charlo, and we would do flat ground sessions so much. But I feel like there's a reason why when Charlo does his tricks, they look so good. It's because he can do them flat ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
That's a good point. The favorite trick that you've ever gotten?
Okay, so it wasn't really a clean one, but it was a cool moment. But at Midwest, I think Zach was there. Before the contest started, I just kick flipped the 8 stair at first try. And I was everyone was sick. What the heck? And even me, I was I had ollied it, but I just kick flipped it right away. And it was just a cool moment. It wasn't I had my hands on the ground. It was pretty bad, but it's just sick to get up there. They're Blais, get off the course. Because that day I wouldn't they would keep telling me, get off the course. And I'm I never snow skate. I just work. So I'm just going to snow. I was snow skating through all the kids doing the contest. And people hate, they were Phil Smodgy was probably he didn't know what to do because he kept telling me, but he didn't really want to tell me. And I snow skated the whole contest, just obnoxious to everyone. I was just having so much fun. And then the pro contest was starting. It's Blais, get off the course. And I just did kickflip first try. And then it was what? I got lucky that time. I don't know. So that's one that it's a cool memory.
Sure. The least favorite trick you've ever gotten?
Okay. So in Street Life Redemption, I think. Maybe it's just me. Whenever I look at my tricks, I think I look so stupid, but it's a curb, a waxed curb, and it's I did a long board slide. And it's just board slide transfer into a bank. It's it's nothing really hard, but it felt really fun. And I was doing it, and it, when you do a trick sometimes you think it's gonna look cool. I don't know. Then I watched the footage when I came back home, and I was I looked so I was like a star. I always say it's like a star. Board sliding, a long one. And I'm just this,
That's how board slides work.
Oh my gosh. And I was oh, that's not how it felt. I looked so dumb. And I'm a tall guy too. And it just looks tall guy on this small curve being oh man. So that trick I used it anyway because I was whatever, but I remembered being really disappointed on how my style was not where I should have zoomed on the feet or something. That's my least favorite flip.
That's funny. The last trick that you learned?
I wouldn't say I just learned it, but now I got it good. So maybe in that sense, is back heels. I could always do back heels, but they will always, how backside flips or back heels, you kind of tend to you land, but then you kind of jump and then make the last rotation. It always kind of sticks a little bit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, last year I just did those a few times, and then at the end they're easy to flip because heel flips, I feel they flip so easy on the snow skate. It just works. And then back heel backside works better than front side, at least for me. I think for most on a snow skate. And it's just way easier than backside flip. I don't know. I guess I never put enough time into learning him. I always could do him, but now it's I feel I can do him good, make him look good. So I would say back heel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fun trick.
The most illegal trick.
I was so hyped because I was watching. I think Phil Moreau was last on the podcast, right? And I was like,
yeah,
he's about to say like the same answer that I would give, and I was like, don't say it. So everyone's always like 3 shove or 540 shove, and I feel like any trick, like I understand where you guys are coming from, but like, well, maybe 540 shove is never really gonna work out, or 720, but whatever. Like every trick someone can make it cool. Like I feel like every trick, it could be cool, but like here's the one trick that is illegal, and I'm surprised no one's ever pointed that out. But I guess maybe because they don't run the Instagram Ambition DM section. Acid drops.
Oh, that's a good one.
Acid drops. Please stop sending acid drops. Or caveman, I guess. I mean, is caveman necessarily into a rail or whatever?
Caveman is the term you're actually thinking of. I always call it acid drop too, but according to the Tony Hawk game, acid drop is just when you kind of ride off something, I guess. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually better. But caveman, everyone is just jumping off their roof, doing a caveman, and then they jump in deep snow and they stop. And sometimes they land, but oftentimes it'll be a minute of tries and they never actually land it. And I'm like, I mean, I'm glad they're having fun, but that trick is I don't see how it could ever be cool, you know.
How do you have fun jumping off a roof?
Dude.
I don't know. When you're a kid, I don't know, but it's just
I guess, but
it seems like I don't want to like hate on anyone, but like caveman and then you like triple flip your board or something. I don't know.
Caveman is like illegal. The unofficial trick of snow skating. For whatever reason, someone gets on one, and that's the first thing they do.
Well, it's because snow skating is so hard, but
yeah, that too. Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's the least exciting trick when I get in the DMs. I'm like, but I understand you got to start somewhere. But I've never done it. I mean, no, I lie. I've done a caveman down the stairs in a video part. Okay, I take it back. I've done it. I was gonna say I've never done a caveman. But I've done caveman. I have filmed one down like a 7 stair when I was like 14. I was like, which trick could I do? Because I didn't really have any tricks. It's like, I'll do a caveman. And I remember like I walked from my house like with my backpack to go film that caveman. Like 20 minutes of just walking in the cold and film the caveman.
With my life?
Yeah. So now I guess. But it's still illegal. You know, we all make mistakes, but I am here to tell you, don't make my mistakes.
I think kids are kind of hyped on that because they can relate, though, for whatever reason. Like, recently you posted that video that I made where Zach Dewicki goes to throw down, but he pops it back up real quick and then does the caveman, which is like, it was like a joke, you know? We thought it was like a funny clip. Though. Right. Yeah. But it was obviously a joke. But some kid hit me up and he was like, man, I didn't think anything like that was like possible. Like me and my friends were so hyped. And I was like, I'm glad he liked it. And he's like, that was so sick you did that. And I was like, well, it was actually a different Zach who did it, but thank you.
I think
but he was hyped.
I think someone in the comments was like, oh, the first trick is the same one you did the other day or something. I was like, I think someone said you did that exact first trick the other day, which is the caveman. It's like, well, it was actually a joke, but I don't know. Whatever, yes. People like it. But I think I'm surprised no one's pointed that out, but cavemans are
true.
Illegal, the most illegal.
Yeah, they're pretty illegal.
My opinion.
1,000% agree. Yeah, Zach's was a joke for the record, but we were just having fun.
That first little clip before it was so sick, though. The little throwdown pop-up catch.
Yeah, we thought that was funny. Yeah. Like he already landed his back heel down the stair, and he was like 5th try, and then he's like, I'm just like Red was filming him, so he did that as a joke.
Yeah,
people were hyped on it, I guess. So that's cool.
All right, let's drop for a Zoom break, guys. All right, we're back to knock out the not so rapid fire question list. Alex Blais, hardest trick for you personally?
Everything switch and nollie. I just can't.
Yep,
I just can't, boys. I can't. I can do fakey tricks, like I've done fakey flips, fakey inward heels, stuff like that. But nollie, I just can't do anything. I could do like a nollie big spin, just I don't want to say like lame. Kind of lame, everyone can do that. It's a cool trick to do anyway, but like no flips, Switch flip. If I'm not moving, I can do it, but like I can't go switch and position my feet and do a kick flip,
Yeah, for sure.
I can't do it. I've accepted my fate.
Same. The one trick that got away.
Okay, so here's a quick story. Maybe Zach knows. I'm not sure. it was on a Kazoo trip. And I went to, the Bronson stage gap that we always film at, whatever we used to film at. And I'm always filming, so I never really snow skated it. But then one day I went with Charlo, and the conditions were really good. And it was just me and Charlo. We kind of went solo because I wanted to just kickflip the Bronson gap, just because. And I got there and I did it first try, and I did it like what felt pretty good. Maybe on footage I would have, but it felt pretty good. And like the snow was so good. It's like, and I was like, Charlotte will film it. Like I got this within like literally like a few tries, because when the conditions are right, it just works. You guys know. So I was like, I got this easy, and I was just hyped because, I'll explain in the next question, but you'll see. So I landed the first try. We got the camera out, and then we got kicked out by the police because we always kick us out at Bronson.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a trick that got away, because it was like I landed it and like I just had it. Sometimes you think you're gonna land, like that one, like it was gonna work pretty easily, and it worked. The grip was perfect, and so that's just like a bummer. But now that I think about it, it doesn't really matter. But whatever. I was just hyped on doing that, and the snow was good. So yeah.
And the best trick you've done that was not caught on film?
No, that's not even what you guys think, but I guess it kind of ties in, like, maybe that was it, like in the sense that I feel like, my favorite tricks are kickflip and V-heel, but I've never filmed like a good one of any of those, I feel like. And like, or at least down a gap, or every time I've done like a kickflip down a gap, the ones... If I'm not filming, like I've done ones that I like, but then when I film, I always do like a weird one. Or it's like, I guess kickflips, I've done more kickflips, like some that are like I was happy on like landing really clean, but the flip wasn't right. So that one that we didn't manage to film, that one felt like exactly what I would have wanted to. I've always wanted to just film. Let me just film one kickflip that is the way I know I can do them, and one V heel, which I've never filmed like a good V. They're always weird when I film them, but like I've done some that like you land like, really solid. And I'm like, they weren't caught on film because every time I don't film that much, and every time I would do a good one, it was like just with homies, or I don't know. I've done some, but they're always like not the one I'm looking for, but whatever.
I mean, Bronson's a solid.
It's a decent gap.
I say Bronson's a solid sized gap.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's got some stretch to it.
Yeah.
I want you to get a good one, Blais, and put it in the next video. Be sick.
Same.
I don't think I have to be honest. Hopefully no one's watching after all these hours. I haven't done one kickflip this year, so that's not a good sign. I haven't even been able to snow skate to do not even one.
Man.
Next year I got to do hundreds to compensate.
You got to do one before all your snow's gone. You got to get outside at least one time and do a kickflip, Blais.
It's pretty concerning at this point. It's like, and I'm starting to like think, can I still do it? But like, if you give me a kicker, I'll do them really easily. I don't know. When you don't do a trick for a while and you start doubting, I bet I could still kick, because last year I was doing them really easily. So I just haven't been snow skating.
Yeah.
It's the life.
The trick that you worked hardest to get?
I don't think I've ever, I tried stuff that I didn't land, or I would get mad or whatever, but like, I don't think I've ever worked really hard in the sense compared to maybe when you guys or like team riders go out. So I wanted to point out maybe more, someone, I think, we discussed it earlier. I was going to say the trick that I've seen someone work the hardest, and Alan's front board on the kink kind of stands out to me as really putting in work. Maybe not in terms of just how many tries, but yeah, just the mindset. Like I really understood, like this guy is on another level.
Yeah,
definitely. I've never really personally worked. I would try stuff for a while, but I don't really try so hard. I don't want to fall. I don't know.
You don't have one that like sticks out in your head like, man, that took me a while?
No, not really. Maybe in Street Life Redemption, I do V-heel down it's probably like a 5 or a 6 there, but I'm pretty stubborn, even when conditions aren't good, like we all get mad. You're like, why can't I land this today? Like it's pretty obvious why, but we just won't accept it. So that V heel, but also it's like I'm never happy with how I land. So I got to do tricks 10 times. So it always takes forever because I just redo and redo and redo. But or maybe trick I work the hardest to get, I would say when I first learned how to do tail press flip out. I had to it took me time to learn, and like I would do that for hours and maybe land like 5, and then after doing that for a few sessions of like really working on it, then I could do it. Like I would get to the park and just do it first try. Like it was just easy. It's weird, some tricks when you just can't do it and then all of a sudden it's really easy. You know, if you have the right tail press, you can flip out. I don't know. So that trick, maybe not in terms of filming it, but like I have put a lot of time into just learning it, and then it just was easy all of a sudden. I don't know.
Right. It's a good answer.
Yeah, definitely. Favorite Snowskate community event?
I have to say K-Zoo trips, just like back in the days, we'd all meet up and go film, and the energy was just so sick. We're all sleeping on couches and just piled almost, like barely walk middle of the night. You're stepping on people. Like, that was just really fun, and the energy, just, I don't know, I guess just being all together, and was kind of the first few times. And so that would be my favorite. I would say just all the K-Zoo trips in general, sleeping at Zach's and Dave's.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
The most underrated snow skater?
Dan Cheese Bacon. D-Dan.
Yeah, he's a good one.
He rips. He's just like really busy with work and all that. So he comes out, he'll get it. If he comes out, he'll get clips, you know, and he can do rails, flip tricks, whatever. He's been on the team for a while, and yeah, I feel like we were never able to really show how good he is just like on footage, but maybe when someone comes out to like a snow skate demo, because he does the events on the weekends, and then they'll see like, okay, like he can do whatever he wants. You know, he's really, really good, but it's just hard to get clips, I guess, or he tends to be hurt. Like he's been hurt for a while, but yeah, he rips. He's on the team for a reason. He's a ripper.
Yeah, he's sick. Do you skateboard and snowboard too?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really snowboarded, which is crazy because I mean, I was so hyped on snow skating, you know, since a young age. I didn't really have interest in. I mean, I've snowboarded before, but for me, it was all about snow skating. And in the summer, I do enjoy skateboarding, but I had a skateboard when I was 8 years old, but I didn't really skateboard that much because my homies didn't skate. Like even growing up, like even in high school, like my friends didn't skate. So I would skate a little bit, but I really, like for me, I would say snow skating, like I probably kickflipped a snow skate before a skateboard type of thing, you know? Maybe not, but you get the idea. Like snow skating has been way more to me than skateboarding. And then maybe when I was like 18, 20-ish, I started skating like, you know, with my friends, and with Gui, my cousin, he kind of got me into skateboarding again. And because I could snow skate, like even though I hadn't really skated that much, like I could ollie really high, and you know what I mean? Like all the basics would kind of apply. So it's always been weird for me with skateboarding, just because it's like, it's almost like snow skating, but it's not, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like if I had skated at a younger age, it'd make more sense, but I'd never be as comfortable on a skateboard. Like I can do stuff, but I'll never be good at it, and I've never been really good at it. I can do like basics, but I love it, you know, but
yeah, I feel that, Blais. I'm the same way. Like I don't push myself skateboarding. I'm not good at it, but I still like going out and skating, you know? Something feels off to me, even though I love it. It's just, I don't know. Snow skating just feels more natural, probably just because I've snow skated way more, and maybe when I was younger. Yeah, I don't know. I can do simple stuff. I don't know. I've rolled my ankle so many times skateboarding. It's like every time I do a flip trick, I'm like, other than a kick flip, I'm like concerned about, I'm always have this thought in the back of my head. Like, I don't know. It's just not my thing, but I enjoy it. And like, I love skateboarding as a whole, but now also in the past years, like I've just been mostly filming skating, and
I've realized when I'm skating, because I really love skating. Like if I go out skating, I want to do it every day, all day, you know? And that's kind of the type of person I am. If I do something, I'm so like 100%. So if I skate, I don't want to film, you know? You know how that is.
Sure.
Like you don't want to film. And then I realized if I don't skate, I don't really care. I don't really think about it. And then I'm going to film. And when I film, I just bring so much for everyone around me, like kids upcoming that I film skating. And I just feel like it's so, I bring so much to other people when I just decide not to skate. And I also love filming. But yeah, when I start skating, I'm like, I don't want to film. I just want to skate all day. Yeah. So I just don't skate because I know it's better. I'm just bringing, I don't know, I'm contributing to people's, like they get sponsored. I don't know. I'm just helping out people. And I like that side of it, of being able to influence people that I feel are you know, coming up or whatever. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Biggest bunt.
Okay, so that's hard, but I'm going to have to go with myself because there's like one trick every year I'd be like, I'm going to do this trick. And I never went because there was always an excuse not to do it. But I don't know if you guys would ever know what I'm talking about. But in multiple Street Live videos, I would always do the same trick. So you're not supposed to do the same trick in every part. But I would always ollie over that chain gap in Sherbrooke.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I always wanted to kickflip over it.
Yeah.
And like only one time I really tried it and I was like the chain is like, I don't know, 1 foot high, but I was like 3 foot high. There's a screenshot. It's just hilarious. I'm like 3 times as high as the chain. It's like I'm popping way too much. But like that trick, I like kickflipping over stuff. And I thought it's cool because I'm going over something. Like some people can't really kickflip over. I don't know. So I thought it's cool. Yeah. I can do that. But also a gap, you know? So I was like, that's like the perfect spot, but I don't know. I couldn't run fast enough. I don't know. But every year I was like, I'm going to do it. That's going to be like that kickflip, you know? But I never tried it again. Every year I would say that, but I only tried it once. And I got really close. And now I think one year Jens did it. He went and he did like backside flip. And I was like, I remember I told him like,
yeah, it was Chuck, right?
I was like, Chuck back healed it though. No, Jensen also backside flipped it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, don't kick flip it. Don't. If you try backside flip, just do. But I think he might have kick flipped it or like didn't tell me or something. But they were to my defense, they were doing the low chain and the shorter gap. I was doing the high chain.
Oh,
I didn't. But to their defense, they landed and I didn't. So yeah, biggest bug just because I would always say like, okay, I'm gonna do this trick, and I never even went. So I don't know. I've given up.
Still time.
No, I don't know.
What?
I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. Dude.
Whatever.
That's the spirit.
I don't.
All right. Best style.
Josh Oakes.
Yep.
Is that rapid fire enough?
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Yep.
Worst style.
Worst style? Okay. So I have, honestly, people probably won't agree, but I think maybe someone has said that before, but like, honestly, it's myself because whenever I edit like clips of myself, I have to cut out like the run-ups and I look so stupid because, well, I think
mute them.
Well, because I always have my arm like this. I'm always like my back arm is super high.
Don't point those things out. No one ever noticed those things. Blais has such proper style. Don't expose.
I think of you as a clean snow skater, Blais. Like this does not cross my mind when I watch your footage.
Clean and
it's camera editing tricks because if you saw the whole clip, I am always cutting that part when I look so dumb and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm always like this trying to get my balance, and I think I guess I just don't have the balance. So my whole run up. Right before I pop, I kind of position, but the rest of it is like you can't see that part because I look.
Snow skating though, like everyone does that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but also
I think you're tripping.
When I do a run up, I won't have my back foot straight on the tail because I'm OG. I've been snow skating since 2001, so I'm not used to that. And like we used to just jump on our boards and then set our feet. So when I do the run-up, it takes more time. Like, I can't be as quick because I got to throw down and then move my feet. Whereas I see, like, Charlotte or Dave, and then they throw down and their feet are already positioned perfectly. So that helps, like, a lot. But I've tried doing that, but I just can't. Like, I've snow skated so much, like, I can't change that. So it takes a bit more time to get ready. And when I'm like stepping
Sure.
around, I'm like, my hands everywhere. So every time you'll see in my videos, you never really see the run up because it's not good.
It's interesting you say that, Blais. I never thought about that till right now either, but I do that too. I
was going to say you do it too.
I adjust, and
really,
I never noticed that I do exactly what you're talking about until I've been making this rough edit that I want to show you the footage I got this year, and I've been cutting it short because I do the same thing. My arms are weird while I'm sliding, but if you cut it short enough, then you see me just riding.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, when they asked the question, I was like, I don't know what I was saying exactly, but I was like, kind of like Zach, but like, it's not that you have bad style, but you do that too, the run up.
I do it.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed because I've edited your footage before. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean,
but honestly, everyone's footage, like when I put, even on Instagram, if I share clips, like it always doesn't, like I trim the clips to make it look better than it was. It's like, I'm just used to doing that, and like whoever's footage, even like Danny or like everyone has good style, but like there's always like an iffy moment in the run up or like, and I really use just the moment where everything looks so under control, and I don't know, I'm tricking the viewers, but you know what I mean? Like when I edit a video, everyone has that. I just feel like mine is worse, maybe because I'm tall. I don't know, I just look like a bird. That's how I feel.
That's
a star
interesting
or a bird.
That both of you guys don't throw down with your foot on the tail, though. Andrew, what do you do?
I'm the same. I was just about to say, like, I've been snow skating a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm tall too, and like this is hitting a little close to home.
Whatever. It doesn't really matter, but it just, for me, every time I'd see my clips, I'd be like, why? Like, but I can't. Like, it's just how it is. And I remember showing Jens one day. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't see anything. I was like, no, dude, like, it looks crazy. He's like, no, it doesn't. Like, I guess for someone else, they wouldn't notice. But for me, it's like, I just can't have that part of the clip in the video. I hate it.
It's interesting that you don't throw down with your tip of the tip of your tail or your foot on it. Yeah.
No,
like I'm good for probably
miss.
one or two a session where I do miss, I do the splits, I blow up the run up. Like it just happens. I accept it. It happens once in a while, but it's so much easier.
Alan doesn't throw down with his back foot in the tail either. Everyone that's been snow skating for super long. Yeah, he doesn't do that.
I've never paid attention to this though.
I think it's just because how we learn. I don't know. We learn to jump on the board. I don't know.
Which I guess I kind of did too, and granted, I kind of came up later, but I don't know.
I never really thought about it until recently either. Until when I was snow skating with Zach Dewicki, he was like, he's looking at a clip and he's going through. He's like, dude, you throw down, then you put your foot on the tail. I was like, yeah, doesn't everyone? But I guess that's not the case.
No, Charlo is like OG snow skater, and he does it. Like he has his foot perfectly positioned. Yeah. But usually the older snow skaters, like the people who've been doing it for a while, for some reason we're doing it wrong.
I go back and watch footy of just people throwing down.
I'm pretty sure I don't want to I said Alan does. I'm pretty sure he does that, but maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he does that too.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I mean, it seems to work. If Alan Gerlach can do it, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not about to change it now. I mean, I just have to cut my clips extra short, so I have to get double the amount of clips of everyone else to make a full part. Whatever.
That's why I'm not putting out a part. My clips are too short. Can't do it.
All right, where's Bale snow skating?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have one. I don't think anyone's ever seen that. Back in 2002, I bought like a Rossignol bideck because I had like a single deck, a plastic one, and then I went to like there was like a Premiere demo in Sherbrooke at like a store. It wasn't like Premiere wasn't there, but whatever. They had like an event they sponsored, and it was all bidecks. And I was like, Mom, I want to get this bideck, whatever. So I bought it, and then I was riding it in my backyard, and it's such a lame fall, but I did it was a ride-on box, and I did 5.0, and I slipped out. But I just hit the back of my head on the edge of the end of the box, really hard. And I have I don't know if I still have the footage, but I had the footage, and it was pretty bad. I was fine, but I hit pretty hard. So that bail was just doing such a simple, tail press on the ride-on box, and I ate it. And then I have one maybe not of me, but I remember filming Alan do in Sherbrooke at the tree block spot. He was doing tail drop, like tail pop from like a ledge onto a lip slide onto a handrail. Yeah. But the board didn't follow and he just nutted the rail.
That's in Let's Play in the credits.
Yeah. So that time I was like, oh, and that was really bad. So those are the ones that come to mind. Yeah.
The worst trend in snow skating.
Is there any trends in snow skating? I don't know, but I have to say just dropping off your roof, like a straight drop to like not being able to ride away is, I don't see the point, but
yeah,
I don't know. I would say it's pretty trendy because everyone's doing it, and I don't know if they get a thrill out of it, but it doesn't work with me.
I think it might be throwing down with your foot on the tail already. I don't know what these kids are doing.
Yeah.
What a bad trend. How practical.
They're trying to make things too easy. Yeah.
The worst part about snow skating.
I don't remember what everyone else said, but it has to be conditions, you know.
Yeah.
Because snow skating,
what everyone said, yeah.
If you compare, say, skateboarding to snow skating, skateboarding is like always fun. Snow skating in good conditions is like really, really fun. But snow skating can be horrible. Like it's hard mentally, you know, if the snow is wrong. And I think now with more experience and years of doing it, it's like I can look outside the window and I know, you know, oh, today is like this weather and the snow is, I can just tell. But like, I think it's just about choosing your battles. And even if someone's like, oh, I want to film this trick today, it's like, I know. I look outside like, no, it's not going to work. Like, let's not do that. Let's find something that is going to work instead of like, and I think that's a big part of snow skating. And I kind of learned that more like last year and even the year before with Jensen. We're like, why are we trying to do this particular spot or trick today? We should just do what works today. And then, you know, why are we shoveling for 4 hours? We should have done that like when there wasn't, you know, as much snow, or like just trying to be more wise. Like snow skating is supposed to be fun, and like, because, you know, in certain conditions that are really bad and you're having a horrible session, maybe if you had just done something else, you could be having a blast. So like, it's not worth fighting the conditions because you never win.
True. That's something that's hard to convince people who don't understand it, though. Like, I have a bunch of friends that rip at snow skating. When we were down recently in Detroit for the 100th time, I've said that tonight, we went to this triple kink, and this triple kink is amazing. And they're all like, well, let's just shovel it out, Zach, and start jumping on it. And from the moment I stepped out of the car, I said, guys, I'm not doing it today. And they just don't understand that. Then I'm like, guys, I'm not doing it today. It's not working today. We're not doing this spot today. I'm sorry. And they're like, well, let's just check it out.
It's hard to explain to people who don't have the experience. Even if they're snow skating, they've been snow skating for a year, whatever. Like my friends, like I said, that I'm filming all the kind of Quebec upcomers, like they don't have much experience. So sometimes we'll go to a spot and like we get there and like I know like nothing's gonna work. Like it's not gonna work. But then I can't really. I'm like, oh guys, I think we should, you know, go somewhere else. But like, no, I want to do this trick. Like, and it's like I just know. Like I've done it so much. There's so many details that like maybe kids don't get like from riding street. They just don't know. But like I know right away. And now I've told them, it's like, guys, like I'm just gonna have to like call the shots because I just know. And the other day too, we were riding. I was referring to Raphaël Detienne, one of the Quebec guys I'm filming, and we were riding like just a rail, and he couldn't do anything, and he's like getting really mad. And I was telling him, like, it's not you, it's just the conditions. Like, if you came back, like, another day and, like, but it's so hard to accept because you're like, you know, you should be able to do it.
Yeah. And
he was getting really bummed. And, I mean, I understand because I've been in that position and it's hard not to get mad. But then the following weekend, he comes to my house and we went in good conditions to, like, a handrail, and he just did everything first try. And he's like, now having the blast because it's so fun now. And I'm like, so see, now remember this. Like, you can do all these tricks, but some days it's just not worth, like if you're fighting the conditions, you're putting yourself in such a not a good mindset, and it's just not worth it. Like we're doing it to have fun. So if it's warm out, just go bomb some hills, or I don't know, ride at least on grass instead of like cement. I don't know. But that's the worst part about snow skating. But I guess once you acknowledge that it's part of snow skating and you just stop fighting it, it's not really a big deal, you know, unless you have like, maybe Zach, you have a certain trick you want to film before the year ends and it's too warm, then, you know, that's annoying. But like for someone in general who's just snow skating for fun, you can always find something that's going to be fun every single day if you have snow. But
yeah,
you know, yeah, you guys get it.
Oh yeah, I've said this a lot this year, but I'm like, man, snow skating is kind of a lot of waiting around at times. You're really waiting for the right day for this one spot, and that's just how it is. And people, it sounds like you're making an excuse to people at times that don't get it. Like even just my film already, I'm just like, dude, this is not the day for this. We have to wait. I'm sorry. I know you want me to do it. I want to do it, but it's just not the day. We have to wait.
And it's so hard to explain because I tell people and they think I'm just like kind of crazy or like picky, but it's like, no, you know, that's just how it is. But
why should I make it harder than it has to be? Like this will work if we just wait for it.
It always sounds like an excuse or like people are like Blais tripping, you know, but I just know.
I've been there. Yeah. It's been so many years. I get it.
So whatever, but that's, I love snow skating, but it can be hard.
For sure. The last person that you want in the session. Gotta drop some names.
Oh my gosh. Last person. Well, you know, what comes to mind is just really someone, I mean, it's always the same answers. Like someone not shoveling, but beyond that, like someone not helping out, you know, that's kind of annoying. But I think beyond that, and I don't think anyone's pointed this out before, so it's not a specific name, but like when someone's on the session, I feel like it's kind of unless you're filming only one person, but like when there's a group riding, I feel like everyone actually can help each other get the clip or like, and I hate when someone maybe like lands his trick, but then we'll do another one and then we'll do another, like they keep like, but if they just get out of the way, the other person will be able to land. Because it's hard, like we're all like lined up and doing a trick and like, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like you have to think of everyone and be like, okay, I got what I wanted. Now maybe I'll just like put a bit of snow in the landing and help my homie get his trick. I don't know. Or like just someone who's kind of obnoxious to the whole, okay, no, I have the right answer. Okay, here's a new answer. But what I was saying, I think makes sense. And if you're too focused on yourself, it's kind of annoying because snow skating is so hard. Like, let's just try and make everything in everyone's favor. If you got your clip, then let's help someone else get his clip. But, okay, so personally, if I'm snow skating with someone and they throw down and they make an S run up, I cannot go after them. I cannot go on the run up that is going like this. I will just have someone else go. I can't. I hate that, and it always happens because usually you're snow skating with friends that aren't used to it, and it's like I just see the track like that, and I'm like, how am I supposed to land my trick now? I can't do that. So I just like switch. I make sure in the line I'm like behind someone who's going. Am I the only one thinking of that, or I can't?
No, I get it, but realistically, you probably just cut right through it, though. But there's something about it. You're like,
no.
I see it mentally, but
I'm just like so like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But it's probably just in my head, and I'm like, it's just me. But if I see the run up like that, I get like really, I get irritated, and I'm like, and then every try, you're like, oh. Why can't he go straight at the obstacle? So I always switch with like someone who doesn't know, and they're like, oh, you can go, and then I stay behind them. So that's that's kind of harsh to say last person you want in the session, but last person
makes sense.
Riding, I can't do that.
Yeah. All right, Blais, who made it through everything.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining the podcast. Any last minute shout outs or anything before we wrap up?
Shout outs. Shout outs to everyone, honestly, like supporting the brand since, started back in 2008 selling boards, but even like 2004 making clothing. So the whole, we had Nick Aherns. I'm not sure how to say the last name, but, just like still being on here and, showing some love, and everyone that's been around buying snow skates. We've had our ups and downs, clearly. Like, it's just amazing to, still be doing this. And honestly be able to make a living off of something that I love so much. And yeah, so shout out to everyone helping us out, the team riders, like everyone making the boards, the reps, like everyone involved, close or far. For me, it's more than a dream come true, because when I was like a younger kid and I started the company, like I think like my dream was like, I'm way beyond that, what I had envisioned, like maybe one day we could be, selling X amount of boards. And now it's like, it feels unreal to, we will have childhood dreams, but sometimes it doesn't happen for you, or like, I don't know, you don't reach them at like 20 something years old. It's just crazy. So I'm super appreciative of everyone, showing their support. And even like, Matt plays at Icon, like, just snow skating in general. Like I love snow skating, and I'm so hyped on everyone contributing and supporting. And so, yeah, thanks to everyone involved, and thanks to you guys for doing the podcast. It's for the hardcore snow skate fans. Like I love it. I watch every single episode, and it's so cool to, I guess it's just for the boys in a way, but it's really fun to be a part of, feel like it's like a movement. We've been a part of something where we had the chance to influence so much, and we have like Tony Hawk sharing the videos. Like it's just crazy. Like all these things that I think as a kid, if we would have said this would happen, you wouldn't believe it. And like, I think it's important for, as much as we always want more, or like, it's cool to think about, like, if Zach like saw where he's at now when he was a kid, that would have been like a dream, Now, like, I know you appreciate where you are, but you know what I mean? Like, we have to put in perspective. Like, the kids look up to, they're like, Josh Oakes, like, oh my God, like, when you were a kid, you wish you were that person. And now when you're that person, you're like, it's just a normal life, But it's so cool that we are in that position and people look up to what we do. So, yeah, I'm just extremely appreciative of everyone and everyone that's helped, and there's no words to describe. And every day I'm so blessed, and obviously like I put in work and take the risk for it, but like it's truly a very big blessing to be, in a way at the forefront of snow skating. So thanks to everyone that made that happen and is continuing to support and show love.
Like you said, it works for a reason, because it comes from the right place. So that just goes to show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do. And
thank you so much, Mr. Blais.
Absolutely. I wouldn't do anything else. It's obviously like every job, there's ups and downs, and it's pretty hard. Like, it's really sick owning a company, and there's always like a darker side to running a business. Like it's pretty stressful, and like, you need to learn to deal with that. But overall, like I wouldn't trade, I'm very grateful, and it's been super fun, and I'm only looking forward to see like where we're going to be in 10 years, and hopefully doing a podcast with the Snowskate Sword.
Oh, I love it. Well, yeah, very well said, Mr. Blais. Thank you very much for jumping on the podcast. If you're still listening, you've made it this far, shout out to you, and go Snowskate.